chelas, chingando tacos, having some fun. Chicano shuffle, all kinds of masa. Bernie's all nervous, give him a beer.
Or two.
Chicano shuffle, Esteve's an asshole, just lost some fans. Oh well, tough shit.
Tough shit.
Chicano shuffle, Ramon's el guapo, he tells good stories. Let's interrupt.
We will.
Chicano shuffle, we love our fan. We hope you like this. If not, oh well.
Oh, well.
Welcome back to another episode of Chicano Shuffle. This is Ramon.
Steves.
Fernando.
And with us today, we have a guest. He's known as the hardest podcaster right now going around. He goes by Mega Man, and with us we have Stephen Martinez.
What's up, guys? Thank you for inviting me to Chicano Shuffles. I mean, I have to say it's an honor because, hearing about you guys when you guys did the podcast with No Father, No Problem, like I avenged it. I'm not exaggerating, no lie. I must have heard about 15 times.
Wow.
It was a very, very good episode. And
damn,
it made me understand about Chicano podcasts because we all have to stick as one and not, like the thing you said, crabs in a bucket. When one Chicano podcast or someone's doing good, we got to bring him down. It shouldn't be like that. We all should be like united.
Yeah. That's always been I think a big thing that all three of us have come to agreement, and that it's everybody can do it. There's enough room, there's enough space for everybody to have a podcast, and it's like you always. If I go to Spotify or if I go, especially Spotify, if I go and I look up comedy, you see all the güeros, all the white podcasts, and then you see the black podcasts, and you see some of the Asians, but you rarely see maybe one or two, and the one that sticks out, I think, is Esparza.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Felipe Esparza?
Yeah, Felipe Esparza pops up, and I think
you see George Perez, and you see I always see Martin Rizzo Squad by the Bell, and of course Yo podcast and all
you know what?
stuff.
And it took me a while to find that one. I couldn't. It wouldn't pop up. It wouldn't populate into.
Yeah, because when you put Chicano, it doesn't. A lot of those, I guess it's not in since it's not in the title or it's not in the keyword. It doesn't. It doesn't pop. You have to literally almost search.
Or
does this guy have a podcast?
Or let's say you just type in the name Martin Moreno,
then
just
it
pop
pops
up.
Yeah, it'll
whatever.
pop up.
If it's Coco Diaz or someone like, okay, so that's the Yo podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like some of us, we're not up there yet, so if they type our name, that nothing's gonna pop up,
Yeah, this dude was like, "Oh man, we're on the top," and I was like, "No, dude, those are the ones you listen to. That's why. That's why your podcast is all the way to the top, man.
We're up there.
We're the highest rating. It's going by what you look for."
It's tailored to you.
But he was getting really excited, like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, and it's
With the sex toy ads on the side.
I know, right?
Do you see that one with the Spotify? What's the number one podcast you listen to? How many minutes? What do you guys think about that?
I listened to him on the iTunes, so I'm like, what the hell is this? What's going on here?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was either.
Reach out to iTunes and tell them, hey, what the fuck?
Putting us on blast.
It was pretty fun because the thing is I didn't notice it until I started seeing in Instagram or in social media. People were posting, I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, oh. And the thing is the font and certain little things of the I guess the art or the display. I'm like, okay, that looks like Spotify. So I went and right there, I'm like, oh shit. So when I click on it, it plays you it's like a little highlighted story.
Yeah.
And then it has music, and I'm like, fuck yeah. When I wanted to share, it doesn't, it just shares the screenshot. It doesn't share the whole, because they put the songs or background music of the things that you listen to.
Yes.
And they didn't give you that, but it was pretty fun. I really enjoyed watching everybody's,
Right away, because he was on there.
I was actually surprised at the hours that I saw that these people are listening to the podcast, because I think that's a good sign, that they're kind of. I've heard this before, and people underestimated people. They thought we were more stupid than we really are, because they thought we had very short attention span. They didn't realize that people are into like they'll pay attention if they're interested, you know. But a lot of like the ads and a lot of like the stuff, YouTube was always like, oh, you got to catch them quick, you got to do this really fast, and now there's people having debates like in arena style places where people go and pay money just to see people have dialogue. Yeah, a podcast.
That's good. I mean, I would pay to go see like podcasts. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
You know, and everything. I mean, the podcast right now we're still in the baby stages still. I mean, it sucks to say that radio's dying little by little, but everyone's listening to podcasts. You know, some person's working at UPS truck, like Frank from No Father, No Problem. Overnight people who are just in the offices, you know, like, how am I going to get through the day instead of hearing music? I want to listen to podcasts, you know, and that's the thing. I binge listening to podcasts every day when I do overnights, you know, and stuff like that. I like it. I mean, if you want to get into it, let's get into it. I feel like, to me, podcasts saved my life, you know, because I was going through a lot of depressions and stuff like that, whatever. Like, and hearing different types of podcasts, it made me have an open mind, and it made me see things very different. You know, like if my mom and my dad taught me something like that's out of the normal, like, and I hear other people talk about, like, man, I kind of relate to that person. Yeah. He's going through the same situations I'm going, and he did it different, you know? So I like to hear a lot of inspiration podcasts, like RB Marcus from On It.
I like that one, yeah.
Yeah, he's he's one of the guys, and also a podcast with Beto Duran, Living the Dream. You know, he tells you how it is, you know.
Who's Beto Duran? Because when you said that, the first thing that popped into
Roberto?
Roberto Duran, the boxer.
Yeah.
Piedra. That's why I'm like, wow, he's got a podcast.
No más. No más.
Now, Beto
Duran. Let us down right
there.
Yeah.
No más,
He let us down with the no más.
Yeah. Like Beto Duran, Living a Dream. His episode, I heard it because he was on Felipe Esparza, and this is like, he did a podcast 5 years ago. I was hearing stuff on his podcast like that was 5 years ago, because Felipe told him, hey, you know what, you should do a podcast, because Beto Duran got let go from ESPN because of the whole people downsizing and all that, you know, people getting cut. Well, I can't do anything out of Disney, I can't have contract, so let me start a podcast called Living the Dream, and it's all because, you know, Felipe. And I heard about all these different types of Chicano podcasts. And it goes back where Joe Rogan invited George Perez, the comedian, on his podcast. And Joe Rogan told him, hey, you should do a podcast. It's like, okay. So a couple weeks later, I saw the YouTube on him. And a couple weeks later, I subscribed to the George Perez podcast. That's where everything started trickling down. Like, I didn't even know who Felipe Esparza was. I did not know who Martin Moreno was. And hearing all these different types of Chicano podcasts and everything. And even also with Alpha Robles, you know, he had a podcast. And who did he bring on? Chinook and Frank from No Father, No Problem. Yes. They started the podcast, you know, and I heard of it. So it just trickles down. And I didn't hear about No Father, No Problem. Then I heard about Sergio's from Deuce from LA. Then I heard all Ask a Fellas. Then when No Father brought you guys on their podcast, I was like, who the fuck is Chicano Shuffle? I heard the name. Who was the name? I'm sorry to say, but I heard. And I remember you were the one who followed me first. I was like, you know, like Chicano Shuffle, you know?
Ramon's a stalker for sure.
That sounds about right.
And the reason why I got word of the Mega Man podcast was through a listener, Big Paul 65.
Oh yeah.
Big Paul, he from the get-go, I guess he started listening to us, and he reached out. He sent us a DM, and we try to be, we try to really answer, or just, you know, even just acknowledge when we have listeners that send us stuff or anything.
Yes.
Because I could see how it gets overwhelming when you get people back and forth and everything. But when Big Paul reached out to us, and he's like telling, I mean, it was a long freaking DM. Oh yeah.
Dang.
And it's like, it was.
What did I do?
No, it was inspiring. Because people take the time. It's like how Esteban was saying, like, you know, how people think that the attention span is lower, but you still have some people, and especially the old school people,
yes,
that still take the time, and and so he sent us out this, and
with punctuation and everything.
Yeah, and everything. So then he rolled up on one of our live events, and we were chatting it up, and then later on, he starts telling us, hey man, have you heard of this podcast? I started listening to this one, but then I dropped it and everything. Then he's all like, hey, have you guys heard of the Mega Man? I'm like, no, I haven't. Yeah, that dude is like, because I think he came out with cigars. And Esteban was telling me, yeah, there's a community for that. And
SoCal Cerveceros.
No, cigars.
Cigars. Okay.
Yeah, cigars. And Esteban was telling them, yeah, there's a community for there's a community for everything. Mm-hmm. And that's when he's all like, yeah, there's even a community for beer talks. And that's hence came up Mega Man. Mm-hmm. I'm all like, oh shit.
Yeah, because when I heard it, he said Carson. It was Long Beach.
Oh man, he's from Rialto. That's a far drive.
No, you know what?
It's the same.
You know what, Big Paw. I mean, if you ever have the chance to meet him, it's.
I love to.
He's like, I don't know. I mean, there's no words to describe him, but he's just the nicest freaking gentle giant.
I know Big Paw, and I DM'd him earlier. Say, hey, I'm gonna be on the Chicano podcast. Oh, I can't wait to fucking hear it. Fuck yeah!
I don't know. That doesn't sound like because he doesn't curse.
Yeah, no, he's pretty.
That's my version.
That's your version.
That's my version.
Big Paw doesn't curse, but but he's the most humbling man, and he's just one of the many listeners that we have there. We're just flattered and honored.
That's
to
awesome.
Have.
And I started hearing couple of your episodes. It's not bad. I know it's a little Spanglish, and Mega Man's a little bit too coconut, almond joy, like brown on the outside, white in the middle. You can blame my mom and my dad for that, for not teaching me Spanish. I wish I knew now, which want to. It's hard. Man, I want to kind of relate or the culture and all this. To me, doing the podcast here and seeing all his paintings, this is new to me. I love it. It's just
Mario Lopez.
Shout out
to Mario Lopez.
Mario Lopez art.
Oh yeah, he's taking a nap.
Not Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell. The other Mario Lopez.
There's a story.
AC Slater.
AC Slater, Chicano AC Slater over here.
Yeah, and then just seeing all the paintings and seeing.
Wait a minute, isn't AC Slater Chicano also?
Well, he actually did a portrait of AC Slater, Mario Lopez, and he gave it to him.
He did a Mario Lopez by Mario Lopez.
Yeah,
and he was tripping out the actor Mario because they had his name at the bottom.
Yeah.
Wow. It said Mario Lopez. He's like, look, it's got my name.
What was the painting? He's doing muscles with AC Slater with a Bayside tank top shirt and stuff.
That's actually the goal for us now, is to become really famous, that he does a portrait of us. So he doesn't know yet.
We're working on that.
That'd be good.
That's what we're working for, dude. Everything else went out the window. Now we want
El retrato.
Portrait. All the other goals are done, bro.
Yeah, so I mean,
I voy, güey. Ahí estoy. Batman.
What, the Morrissey or the Batman?
That Ramon down there, güey.
So you were listening to Aubrey and Joe, and did you get into it because of them, or when you started listening to the Chicano ones, you're like, hey, I could do this too, or what was the?
Well, what happened when I started doing? I heard the podcast. I was like, okay, I can do it, and I started listening, and started tagging. And then all of a sudden, George Perez, I always been that fanboy, listen to podcasts. And George Perez, he invited me. He's like, hey, I want to invite you on for the 50th episode for the best fan. He invited me on doing the podcast. I was nervous, whatever. And I was it was cool. Then a couple weeks later, shouts to Martin Rizzo. He's the one who got me into the podcast game. He invited me on, told me how to do the podcast by Anchor and all that stuff. This is what you do. And I started doing podcasts. I was up for 2 days. I didn't know how to do it. Self-taught. I was just like, what am I doing? So I accidentally put an intro and an episode 1 together. And I said, hey, I'm putting the podcast. George Perez, Sidekick, and all these people, comedians, were blowing me up. Hey, Mega Man, go follow him and stuff. Well, shit got worse 2 weeks after. Felipe Esparza from the What's Up Food podcast said, hey, shouts to fucking Mega Man. He's fucking doing it. Follow him. My heart dropped. I wanted to have a heart attack. What the fuck do I do? I don't know how to do a podcast. What am I do solo? And I got thrown into the lions, okay, let's see what you're made of. And I was just talking nonsense, stupid shit or whatsoever. Then I don't know. I was going to quit the podcast. And there's a lot of times, then all of a sudden, it's how am I going to get my audience? How am I going to get these listeners? And I want them to know me not as Mega Man. I want them to know me as Stephen Martinez. So I started doing these parts called the Mega Man's Life, which talks about my life, what I've been through. It's very, very, it's very ballsy me to do, because I didn't have a good life. I didn't have a good childhood. You know, my mom and my dad, they split up. I was mentally abused, emotionally abused, physically abused and stuff like that. And they kind of just brushed it off, and I was just left out. Like, what do I do? And I had kids. I was married. How do I do this? So I had to let people know my life, what I've been through when I was little until now. So people can know the hardship and the stuff that I've been through, being a single father, my ex lady kicking me out, even though we just had a baby like years ago. Then me and my kids were homeless. We were couch surfing. We were living in bathrooms. We were living in public storages. I remember the times where we were getting bit by rats. Sleeping in the hot. There was times we had to hide our car because of repo. There was times when I was working, I had to leave my kids in the car with the ignition on because it was 110 degrees, and I had to put the air conditioner on full, and I had to come check every 30 to 40 minutes to see if my kids are okay. I had no family. My mom and my dad turned their backs on me. We were going to move to Modesto, and my mom said, "You're not wanted." My mom didn't give a fuck about me and my grandkids, where she was a hypocrite. So living in bathrooms, living in public storages, hotels, whatever, and stuff like that, I had no other choice. What am I going to do? I almost committed fucking suicide. I was fucking stressed out. Like, what am I going to do? I have no help. All of a sudden, it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take a chance. So I took money out of my 401k. Took about $5,000. I know I paid it all back. So I started, okay, I have good credit at this time, whatever I paid, whatever I can. Took another loan out, took another $3,000. That's $8,000 I had. Started going to looking for apartments, $40, $30 for applications fees. I must have did like 50 or 60 of them. And all of a sudden, only one called me back. We will take you. And we just put a down payment and everything. And the only thing we had in our apartment was just like a air mattress and just clothes, whatever, and blankets. And we all slept together, and I was emotionally crying because I have never had my own place since I was like 22. And people said, "You're never going to make it. You're never going to make it." And so with all that and stuff, that's why I feel like I have that determination, that hunger, and say, hey, I know I've been through the ups and downs. I've been through the bottom, and now here I am. And that's where I started doing this podcast, and that's why you notice, you see me doing the hunger. I'm doing 9 episodes a week, 10 episodes. I have that determination, and knowing the fact, like, hey, if my daughter, I have a daughter, she's a cancer survivor, and she's only she's just turned 3. If she can make it out of it, I can do it. If she's a survivor, I can do it. So to me, I have all this pressure to keep on doing the podcast, keep on going, even doing overnights. I have a family and everything. I got to keep on going, because once I'm in that zone, I don't know when to fucking stop. Doing 9 episodes, 10, whatever. I have that determination. I have that hunger. What you said, it takes about 2 years to get your name out there in the podcast. Well, I did my podcast. I did 100 episodes in 11 months. That's the fastest I ever do it. It's not about me getting to 100 episodes. It's about, to me, letting people know I'm in it. I'm all in. I don't have one foot in, one foot out. I'm all fucking in. And I just wanted just to be there for you guys to show love, or whoever, to know, like, hey, Mega Man, you should be fucking around with Mega Man. He's all in. He's a hustler. And that's where, you say, I'm a fucking hustler. And I wanted to get my podcast to the next level. I know us Chicanos, we gotta stick together, but I want to be diverse. I want to have whites, I want to have blacks, I want to have Mexicans, everyone, because in Long Beach, we're all unity and stuff, and we don't fuck with that racist, all that shit. So I have different types of podcast guests coming on, whatsoever. I just want to get my podcast to the next level, because there's levels to podcasts, you know? Everyone wants to be that Joe Rogan. I don't want to be that Joe Rogan, be like, oh, whatever. I mean, I want to have my own say what I do, because, it's just me, and I don't care if the haters or this or whatever. I'm like that horse where you have the blocks, you just look at the path. I just want to just keep on going and going. And to me, I thought this podcast was always going to be about me. This is not about my legacy anymore. This is about my kids. I want them to remember me when I'm not here, when they have kids and they grow up and everything. I want them to know for who I am. He's like, hey, my grandpa was something. He gave a fuck. Now we know why Mega Man is how he is, because of his bad childhood life, and it's emotional, but it's just like, you just got to suck it up and deal with it, and you just got to move forward, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why podcasts are important, dude, because we've all have stories like that.
Yeah.
But as Chicano, especially Chicano males, I mean, we're conditioned to shut the fuck up, deal with it, move on. And that makes a dangerous adult, in my opinion. When you're sheltered, when you can't speak the truth, when you can't tell somebody how you feel because they'll tell you, hey, dude, what are you worried about? Fucking man up, right?
Yeah.
Man up.
No emotions and stuff like that. Now, like, it's just things are changing now when you have the old culture and the new culture just clashing together, where like a lot of the millennials, a lot of the new cultures are disrespecting the culture. Like, you guys are, your culture's fucking dying. You guys are gonna be instinct and shit like that. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to see my kids grow up and disrespect me like that. But that's just how it was. Like, my mom and dad didn't want me to teach Spanish. Like, what do you want to speak Spanish for? You're not from Mexico. You're not a fucking wetbag and shit. You don't speak Spanish like that. For what? It's sad. They were more and more like the whitewashed all-American family. But like, hey, I want to learn about my family. I want to learn about where my family came from, Guanajuato and stuff like that. I want to learn about the culture. I'm learning the culture now, just like a year now.
Since you started the podcast.
Yes, yeah, because of you and No Father and Ask a Fellas and all these different kind of Chicano podcasts, I want to learn to speed up the info in my brain to understand. I don't want to be left behind. I just had a son, Emiliano, and I want to teach him. My girl, she lives in Mexico, and she's teaching English and Spanish. I want to know the culture of every little thing, and I have an open mind. I'm not going to be like all disrespect. I want to learn everything. Like I said, like the paintings, photography, like the lowriders. When you talked about different types of Mexicans who are raiders or lowriders and this, I was like, what the fuck? Or like Latinx and all these different kinds, or the armchair Mexicans, like. It's just a whole bunch of different types of like categories.
Yeah, and it took, and it wasn't until podcasting that, at least for me, it kind of opened me up because once we started podcasting, I wanted to listen what was out there. And the way we started was just, it started as an idea. It started just as a comment, and we went with it.
Yes.
And then once we were in it, I'm like, well, I got to listen what's out there. So I started looking for Chicano or Mexican American or Latino podcasts. And in the process, I ran into, I would hear some like up north, and I'm like, yeah, they were too, not that they were vulgar, but it was just too, I don't know. It was, it's just, I guess, college humor type of deal. I'm like, all right, it's okay, whatever. But then I ran into a podcast, a Hippie Cholo podcast, and then I started listening to them, and listening to them, it kind of put into perspective the different kind of Chicanos there's out there, and they brought it up, and I'm all like, huh. And there was one where I'm like, okay, so I messaged them and everything, but it kind of like helped me out to understand, like, yeah, there's different ones. And then all of a sudden, there's another podcast that I listen to in Minnesota, Pura Cultura.
Oh, yeah, I just heard the episode. They were talking about with Trump and a lot of that's a good one, too, I like to listen to.
Yeah, and they give you a lot of the hip-hop culture. And I mean, they're just, they give you an aspect, or like we get to peep through the window of what life was back east. Or is back east.
Yes. Right away, past tense.
I know, right?
They pass away, or what happened with?
I was like, "Where's Mexicans in Minnesota?" What?
No, yeah.
No, but you notice, that's like you say, you notice that the culture is a little different. It's not a huge shift, but like you notice little things that are like, oh shit, they say it a little different there, or they do things a little bit different, but we're all the same. It's still raza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in the process, you start learning, and it's just like, and then we are like, all right, let's start. I'm the one that usually reaches out, or I do more than like,
Stalks.
Like, all right, stalks. I'm the stalker, and just trying to get in contact with with everybody out there, just to let them know, hey, boom, this is what we're doing. Boom, boom, boom. This is what we're working at. This is our, this is one of our aspirations, is to like, let's get together. Let's like start, networking and promoting and you know, helping each other out instead of saying, fuck that podcast because, you know, whatever, they're fake Chicanos, or like, oh, fuck these guys because they're like, you know, whitewashed or whatever, like, oh, they're too into the, you know, black community. No, it's just like, you know, everybody has a little thing different.
When did we say?
No, I'm not saying
that's
this.
what he says.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, just in general.
That's your thought process?
That's what he says.
There's always new podcasts to listen to. I mean, I know Sergio from Dudes from LA's podcast. I had him on, and I remember like he was like, okay, when I was following him, it's like, hey, and it says in the bottom on your Instagram, new suggestions, you know, like who they follow. And there was a girl I started following. Her name's Sarai, called Poderosa's Podcast.
La Poderosa Podcast.
Oh my God. I think I see a vision of her where it's like, I rarely listen to women, like Chicano women podcasts. That right there, that's a diamond in the rough. Like, that's probably one of the best podcasts I love listening to, because she's in the heart of her city. She cares about East LA. She cares about everything, and that she has something there. You know?
Yeah, I listened to an episode. I think she works in the. I'm not trying to confuse her, but I know she works something with. She has a degree, or she has
for autism for kids with autism. Her son has
special needs.
Yeah, her son has. He's autistic.
Yes, so I'm all like, okay, so then I'm, you know, I need to prioritize. I need to organize podcasts because there's so many out there.
There's so many,
and you know, just trying to catch up with one of them. Or the other, and then you know, obviously you have your favorites. I know I have my favorites, you know, and I have, you know, when Monday comes, I'm listening to this. So when Tuesday comes, that one. Wednesday, you know, boom, 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 and then there's some random ones.
Yes,
you know, like yourself, you just drop them whenever.
Did you pick up random strangers?
I was doing. I was doing 2 episodes a week, and I got all these DMs. Mega Man, you're burying your episodes. What are you talking about? He's like, you're putting too much content out. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you're putting 2 episodes a week, but I know my graph. So like like in the month, on the first and the third week, I'll put it out Monday and Wednesday. The second and fourth week, I put it out Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think when they're just kind of feel like you're putting too much. It's like, no, my numbers are high. Maybe you're just kind of hating, or maybe in a way, maybe you just need to step your fucking game up.
Who was saying this? Just random people listening?
Random people. I won't mention names, but there's some other podcasts, you know.
There's a bus coming if you want to.
Yeah. But that's just how it was.
That sounds like the Chicano mentality right there.
That is definitely Chicano.
Yeah, let's pretend that everybody's united, but that's the mentality right there, you know. And I mean, there's something for everybody, you know.
Yeah.
The way I wanted to get into it is because the content that I wanted to listen to wasn't being put out, you know? We can all laugh and bullshit about shit and talk about the Chicano fucking community, but it's still, there's no content. It's just, comedy is cool and all, but what are you giving the people to fucking push them to become better people? What kind of content are you putting out, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things in our culture that we're not doing for each other, and I think when we came into it, that was my perspective, is try to give people a different perspective, you know?
Yeah.
Because we can hold each other's hands, but that's not going to really get anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be a little realistic, you know?
He wants to hold your hand too.
Yeah, because when we started, we researched, like, oh, let's see what's out there, and we didn't find it. Like, I think, like, the Esparza one's the only one I remember coming up that was a big one. And then there was like one other guy, that was very random.
The Chicano one? What was his name?
But we didn't see like a lot of Chicano or like our perspective of things out there. They might have been buried, like we were talking about earlier. Maybe you have to put in someone's name, but like you put in Chicano or like Mexican American, and you wouldn't get it like a lot. You get
They don't have a category for that. Like they should have something like that. You know?
And we'll make enough noise that we will. I was just listening to the compas back east in Minnesota, and they were talking about that, and I'm all like, oh shit, that's pretty trippy, you know? Because you know, we've like, you know, like Fernie says, you know, we don't really, you don't have that section. You'll have this type of comedy, you got this type of humor, or four random guys over here, or like girlfriends talking about the people they fucked, a couple of nights ago, or guys there's
right away.
No, there's one of guys that we fucked. I think that's what it's called. It's two girls from New York.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah.
I see why Ramon gets those ads.
No. But going back to, because I think one time when you and I were messaging, I did ask you, like, you're not concerned of quality over quantity. And you're like, no, I just, like how
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, like, how, for example, when you're trying to not reach a goal, but when you're trying to put too much content out there, you're not worried that you're going to sacrifice the quality of a show or the quality of a program,
an episode,
or the episode for the quantity
for
that you
volume.
Yeah,
for volume. Oh.
Yeah, that was my question, and it's like,
no. I don't think of things like that. It's I just do it just to put an episode out. I don't do it like that. I don't think like that. It's the episode. I just want to put an episode out, that people enjoy. I just want people just to hear my episode, just to get through their day, there's episodes where it kind of changed their lives, it kind of, the episode I always talk about is Tito, the Hood Santa. He's one of my good friends, and he helps out the community. Like you were talking about, like when you listen to podcasts, what am I going to get out of it? Like, is there concerns? Well, he is a concern of Long Beach. He's the only person we know that he's giving out to the community for the homeless, turkeys or clothes and all that stuff and everything. No one does that. Long Beach, a lot of people, it's all about the money, but he's the only person that gives back to the community. And those are the ones I want to support. I want them to, on my podcast, and everything. I just want I want motivation people. I want inspiration people. I want people now, and for 2020, I want some guests who went from nothing to something, who are homeless and now looking around like they got their shit together. They got a second chance. Like, I just like inspiration, inspired people like that. That's my main thing, like what he was talking about. That's my main focus for 2020, because my podcast is going to be do less beer talks and more get some more challenge guests. Each month is going to be a category. I could have 1 month, I'll have different types of podcasts come on. I'll have people who are fat, now they're all in shape, or gays and lesbians, because Gays and Lesbian Pride is going to be coming up next year. I want to know what they've been through and stuff like that. Small businesses, entrepreneurs, comedians, homebrewers, and all that. That's how I want to have a category and stuff, instead of being all random, like all over the place and stuff like that. That's my main focus. My main focus is trying to do a category for MMA. I'm trying to get Brian Ortega on the podcast for UFC. Josh Thompson, he used to be the Strike Force, the UFC champion. Now he's a commentator for Bellator, and everything and stuff like that. So I have ideas and stuff, it's in the works, for beer talks. I have people coming on like Beer Zombie, Crowns and Hops. I got Feather Serpent. They're from part of the SoCal Cerveceros. There's only two members from the SoCal Cerveceros that owns a brewery. Yeah, it's Feather Serpent and Brew Brujilla over here in
Pico. That's the one open in Pico, right?
Yeah, it's the one. Yeah,
right there next to the VA. No, not a VA.
But the DUI talk, the nachos
across from Tommy's.
Yeah. So just just different types of people. I want to bring some. I want to bring the fucking heavy hitters. I want to bring some killers. Like last week, I did about 8 or 9 podcast episodes. I did one with Gingerbread. He's assistant brewer at 10 Miles. Yesterday, I just did the Gorilla. That guy's a legend, killer in the food game, but he doesn't have a food truck and everything. He just does it for the fun. But a lot of main people, which I can't mention, go to him for advice. What should I do with this? What should I do with that? Even the killers in the barbecue game, they know who he is, but he just doesn't want to be in that limelight. Having Junior from Bomb Ass Tacos.
Yeah, he's out in Long Beach, right?
Yeah, in Long Beach, man. He's well known too. He's from, and he gives out to the community. That's why I want him too, because that's Tito's best friend. He's from Long Beach. He's giving back, and he's really well known. When you have Fluffy follow you on the Instagram, and you have Bomb Ass Tacos, you're doing good. But he's just hands down probably one of the best taco food trucks I know. And he's like listed as one of the top 5, top 10 in all of Long Beach, probably not all of LA. Because a lot of places people want to go. I mean, with LA tacos, the whole, they want to focus on LA and East LA, but a lot of them, they don't want to focus on going back to Long Beach. So we got to make noise, for them to come to Long Beach. Like, hey, we got killers over here too in Long Beach. It's not about East LA. Well, Long Beach has some killers too,
Whoa. Really back, bro.
Whoa.
Boyle Heights, bro. Boyle Heights.
I know. There's some killers out there with the food, when you have menudo and this, whatever. Because Mr. Menudo I had on, he's from East LA.
Yeah, but he's out in Compton now, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, hands down.
I know he was gonna have a pop up over there in Sarah's Market. He had it like about maybe 2 months ago.
I was there.
I was trying to make it, but I don't get out of work till like 7:30.
He did a pop up at Sarah's Market. At the same time, we were doing a podcast with me and No Father, No Problem in the back of Sarah's Market.
Okay.
So we're going back and forth. Miss Menudo in the front, podcast in the back.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so because I noticed that, that you do reach out to a lot of the small businesses, a lot of the up and coming. I know you're partnered up also. I don't want to say partner up, but you work good with the Hood Foodie.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, he's a good guy. He always shows love, and everything. We'll connect. There's certain I mean, from time to time, I was like, hey, how about this restaurant? How about this? And all. He'll give me some DMs. He's like, hey, yes, no. Tanya Estrada. I talk to her like maybe once every 2 or 3 days, just to keep in touch with all my past guests, and see how they're doing and stuff like that. I always want to be like that because I don't want them where I just have a guest and that's it. Okay, we're done. Bye. And
I got to do that too, man.
So in advance, sorry.
I always do.
We're really bad at communication.
Yeah, well,
not too bad. Look where we're at. I mean, so don't be so hard on yourself.
That was stalker when
I know. On my behalf, I've chopped the ball. I don't have the time that I used to. I'm not behind a desk anymore. So it's not like, sometimes they're like, oh, hey, how's it going? But now it's like I'm back and forth and up and down. Like,
he's still on Instagram all day.
Yeah, I don't understand. Let's see the metrics that the fucking screen life or what is it called?
The screenshot, the screen time, yeah.
The screen time, the one that tells you Instagram. Like
what's your screen time? Yeah, it's fucking
my shit dropped like 20% and my girl's like happy. Like, let's go out and eat. So why? Because your screenshot just dropped 20%. That means that's more us time instead of your time.
It's 7 hours now.
Supposed to 8.
They're always fighting for our time, man. That's one of those things, man. But I mean, sometimes it's hard probably to go out with somebody that's doing a lot of things, man. I mean, it's bless their hearts, because when you're really like focused and motivated to do something, I mean, that's all that you probably think about,
It's it caused my relationship with me and my girl because a couple times, well, why you're not here or this or whatever, but is this like this is what you're going to be with? But she knows that, I'm doing this for something, but like we had an argument. I'll say this very honest. Like yesterday we had a huge argument. Stephen, why are you doing like 32 episodes in 1.5 months? Well, first of all, you don't know what you're seeing. Like you're jumping to conclusions or you're assuming. The reason why I'm doing this, you're going back to work in January. And so if I put these, I'll do these. When you go back to work, I have enough time to stay home and take care of the baby and work and stuff like that. And just want to spend more time with you, like that's 8 or 9 months worth of material. I want to spend time with you. I mean, I miss my family, and I don't want to be that person where I'm always gone doing a podcast, and there was a person I'm not going to mention. He said, Mega Man, what are you getting from doing this podcast? Do you think in a way people give a fuck about you, what you do? Like, do you think SoCal Sales give a fuck about you? You think all these podcast listeners give a fuck about you? Do this? No, the only one who gives a fuck about you are your kids and your girl. That's it. So I kind of missed that, I want to stay home and be a family guy, and spend time and just kind of relax because I think I got to the point I've been doing too much podcasts. I just, in a way, I got mentally, I think I'm getting kind of burned out.
It makes sense, dude. Yeah. 'Cause you're going hard, bro. I mean, I get what your boy's telling you, bro, but I mean, I don't fully agree with that statement.
Yeah.
I know family's family, but
yeah.
I mean, I could be completely honest with you. I question this every week. And then I remember that this has nothing to do with me. I'm not doing this for me. Honestly, we get a shit ton of fucking emails every week.
Yes.
We get a shit ton of DMs telling us, you guys need to keep doing this. You guys are doing this. You guys are doing this for my family.
That's the thing right there.
So at this point, bro, it's not about us.
Out of our hands, yeah.
Like, honestly, this has nothing to do with us, bro. This has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
This has to do with your audience. If you haven't figured out who your audience is yet, this has to do with those people, that demographic of the people that you cater to. Those are the people that give a shit, dude. It has nothing to do. It could feed our ego. We can feed our ego being in a fucking cool spot and having fucking thousands of plays a month and having people email us every fucking time. Yeah, that feeds the ego, but it has nothing to do with us, you know?
Yeah.
This is already far, like, I enjoy this because of the comments that people leave, because what we're doing for their lives, you know? And that's what it is at the end of the day.
And I get it, because there's people who DM me. It's like, here in the Mega Man's life, I'll give you an example. There was a person who DM'd me. This guy, his wife died a year after his daughter died, and he was by himself, like a widow. And he wanted to commit suicide, depression, hearing all the Mega Man's life stories. He's like, dude, hearing that, man, dude, I thought my life was shit, you know, like, you know, and just your episodes, it touched. It's very ballsy that you put people out like that, or you explain your life, but it's very touching, you know, and it's just something where I don't know how to explain it, you know, like, what do I do when you have a lot of your fan listeners and all that, they care about you. But like a lot of the times, the other people just don't give a fuck, you know. Like your hardcore listeners, like Big Paul, that's like a good guy, you know. I mean, that's probably one of your best fans. You probably have a whole bunch of fans, and I have the same way with too. And if I take a break, it'd be like, what the fuck happened, you know? And
that we get that all the time. Dude.
like, hey, what? Hey,
it was Christmas, bro. What do you want me to do?
Like, if I
New Year's, man.
I remember one time I didn't put an episode out for 2 weeks, and I got like 4 DMs. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, when's the next episode? Like, god damn, man.
Dude,
They're hurting for content, bro.
God forbid we miss a Tuesday where fucking DMs blow up, bro.
Yeah, with 2 of them, it's just. Well, I think it was 3 that we missed.
But I mean that situation that we got ourselves into, man, putting ourselves out there and exposing ourselves. I mean, it's very important for us to work on ourselves, dude. I want to ask you, knowing what you told me about your past and everything that you've been through, what have you done, or what are you doing currently to be able to deal with those demons from your past, to be able to be on camera and be focused for the people 100%, because we can't just let that stuff, and I'm not assuming that this is what you're doing, but we can't just let that stuff kind of fade out from our past, and we're not going to wake up one day and everything would be gone, you know? What are your daily habits or something that you're doing that's keeping you on track so you can focus and doing this podcast?
Well, I'll tell you, first things first, what's the number one priority is sleep. You need a lot of sleep, because if you don't get enough sleep, you're just like a zombie. You're zoned out. And also, I've been trying to read a lot of like inspiration books. You know, I'm trying to begin into yoga or meditate. That's the thing. My girl doesn't know about that. She's like, "What the fuck?" You know, and calm down with my my anger. You know, I was so much rage in the past because what my mother did to me and let me and my kids be on the streets. I have to move on from that. I can't be holding grudges. Like, hey, you know what? It's not her fault. Maybe her parents brought her up the right way. Yeah. You know, or even my dad. Like my dad, he doesn't show love because his grandpa, which his dad didn't show love. The reason why I found out, because my great grandpa had him when he was like 60 or 50. So he was too old to show him love. So it trickles down. So to me, I want to break that cycle. Yeah. So I want to show love. I want to show I give a care, you know, and everything. And also, been working on my stuttering problem. That's one of the main things. I've been trying to work on it for 25 years. I mean, you might hear it from the time to time, you know, and also I just kind of want to slowly let go of the past, you know. It's kind of an experience, but in a way, if I can help someone who, you know, going through this stuff, at least I have the experience to help them out. It's like, hey, dude, don't even worry about it. You know, like if my kids tell me, oh, Dad, you never been through that situation. Like, motherfucker, I've been through more shit than you. You know, like everything. It's just, it's experience, you know, because, you know, millennials, people think like they know it all. They're entitled, they're this. They don't know how to take a loss from a game, and they get all butthurt. It's like, dude, just suck it up. Just, if you lose a game, you got tomorrow. You know, just practice, do whatever you can. It's just, I just want to do whatever I can to teach the kids now, you know, how it is back then, because, you know, we're like the last generation to play like Nintendo, and we have all these, like, there was no internet, you know, we're playing outside. No one, we can't go outside, you know, and all that stuff. So I just want to just help out a lot of people and just, you know, have them, you know, go through their day. And, you know, the experience I've been through with my past, you know, I just, you know, maybe that if I can teach a person here or two, you know, maybe they won't be like that with their kids, or maybe they can slowly move on from the past, you know, because when you have a bad past like that, man, it's kind of hard to move on, you know?
Oh yeah, dude. It's an everyday struggle, but the people that I respect the most in life and have gotten the full fucking what it is to be alive have that past.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, you look at anybody that you admire, they're going to have that past. So it's definitely our responsibility to embrace that past and use it as fuel, you know, not
like survivors and stuff like that.
Not be a victim.
Yeah.
Because you can't, I mean, the drive that you have right now, dude, I mean, if you had a white picket fence childhood, you wouldn't be the person that you are right now.
If it wasn't for my ex kicking me and my kids out, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I wouldn't even be here with you guys doing the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for Martin Rizzo inviting me on, if it wasn't for me listening to all the podcasts or whatever, or me, if I, for some reason, me and the kids moved up to Modesto, I wouldn't even be here. I wouldn't be telling you my story.
Yeah.
You know, and all that. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe in a way it was a good thing. Maybe God was looking at me, hey, I'm going to put you in this direction. I know it's going to be a little hard for you, but you're going to make it because I believe in you. You're a survivor. You're hungry. You know, it's survival of the fittest. You know, who's going to make it out? You know, it's like I said, I was telling you earlier, but I was thrown into the podcast. They didn't want to do it. And a lot of people wanted to see me fail. Like, what are we going to do? Let's see what Mega Man's all about.
Yeah.
But we'll give him bad advice. We'll sabotage. We'll do whatever. Let's see what he's all about. Let's see if Mega Man is all in. And if he breaks, if he just quit, we got him. He sucked. I feel that pressure every fucking day.
Where did you get Mega Man from?
Well, that's my favorite video game.
Okay.
As simple as that.
Magneto, bro.
Magneto, right away.
Mega Man, that was my favorite game of Nintendo. I remember my mom, they bought me for my birthday Nintendo and the Power Glove.
No, shit, I never had the Power Glove, dude.
I still have the Power Glove still.
Must be nice, bro.
We didn't have
Power Glove.
I didn't have it like that.
We had a jacket from the culero in our class that had it.
Yeah, you had a homie that had it too?
I had a dude across the street from my grandma's house.
It looked fucking legit, bro. Like just Terminator shit.
It looked legit, but it didn't work.
Nah,
legit.
I know.
That glove was a shit because I remember they had that movie back in the day with Fred Savage called The Wizard.
Yeah.
When he goes across country with his kid and his little brother's like,
his brother
is a genius.
He's
a savant.
Yeah.
It's Ramon.
Yeah. And that little
It's
kid,
Ramon's life story.
and that little kid who was a genius, he was in that other movie it's called Big Leagues. The Minnesota Twins. He had to manage the Minnesota Twins, and he was a little kid.
Big Leagues. I remember that.
That's that little kid in the Wizard.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Oh shit!
So that Power Glove and everything, it came with the Power Glove. Got a Toys R Us. It came with the pad, you know, like the track and field.
I remember that shit.
And they said you could pick any game you want, and say, "Well, give me the Mega Man 2." That's by far the best Mega Man 2 game of all time.
That's
Mega
awesome,
Man's
man.
fucking chingon.
It's dude. I found because I used to sell on eBay like shit. I found at thrift stores, and I found a fucking Nintendo NES in the fucking box, dude, with fucking some of the games that I had with Spy Hunters. I was like, I used to love this fucking game.
Good.
Hard as fuck, dude. I couldn't get. I got to the level where you're in the ship or the boat, and that was it, dude. It was fucking hard,
My
man.
kid used to throw the oil. Take that, putos.
My favorite game was Bayou Billy and Gorilla War.
Oh,
and
shit,
River
yeah.
City Ransom.
I used to like
Going deep cuts over here.
TNC Surf Design.
Yeah. Remember the OP game with the surfer with the monkey?
That's what it's
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
That's what it's
TNC.
That's TNC.
Oh, yeah. And Friday the 13th.
I don't remember that one, but
that
Mike
was good.
Tyson.
Dude, Mike Tyson Punch-Out was classic.
Yeah. So the Popinski and then the flamenco guy.
That was a hard fucking... Mike was a gold in that fucking game, dude.
Fuck,
yeah.
Shit, dude, that
That's
game
when it
was
was still the shit way.
Yeah.
So knocking fools out.
Come on.
Contra was cool, too.
Contra was cool.
Yeah.
Contra, yeah.
Dude, that was... I think I wore out that fucking game.
Contra? Yeah, that was a badass game,
Every fucking day, dude.
Contra
And then when I found the cheat code...
Yeah, what was the magazine?
Nintendo Power.
Nintendo Power, bro. Yeah,
my mom got killed me. We ran up the bill to like 800. We used to call Nintendo Power 1900. And call the cheats. You know when you call in the movie Riz, they're like, yeah, we do about this.
Yeah.
I was on it for like hours. Hey, what can I do with this? What can I do with that? They were making money. Nintendo Power. I was getting all that because my favorite game was like Kid Icarus and Metroid.
okay.
And Metal Gear, the older version.
Yeah.
The little top fucking down one.
Yeah. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That one was a badass.
That was the fucking
April O'Neil.
Bebop and Rocksteady.
She was pretty hot on that, too.
Oh, yeah.
She was all pixelated.
Hell yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
What is this,
I always thought that
it was 8-bit? I would.
I'll give her the 9th bit.
might as well be like 3.2.
3.2.
Hey, so what do you think about that beer? Is it pretty good?
That's fucking good. I'm almost done because it's fucking good.
So right now, I'm going to give a shout outs to Beer Thug Life. He did a collab with local craft beers called Cheers Motherfucker 2. It's a hazy double IPA. The percentage is 8.5. You should have that guy on your podcast.
I listened to Sour Queen Bee. I think that's his wife,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, I think No Father, No Problem did an interview with it. And I think he jumped in also onto it, and I do follow them and everything, but for me, to be honest, it's like I don't know enough of the beer game. Fernando, it will be the best one because
I'm retired.
No, but
Don't be lying.
But he knows, when you talk, like how Esteban Moreno was talking with this other guy about guitars and everything, right?
Yes.
And they're talking about all the details of it. Fernando would know the details about beer. He'll, if you tell him about fermentation and how this goes and everything, then Fernando will have an idea. Like, okay. I can see how that goes. Oh, boom, boom, boom.
Hey, is there a word, dude? Like, I know people that the foodie thing came up with people that are into food. Is there a word for, like, people that are into, like, beer like that?
Borrachos.
Like beer snobs,
Beer snobs?
Yeah.
Borrachos.
I mean, there's like everyone, like craft beer whores or beer snobs or craft beer fanaticals. I mean, it's craft beer nerds or craft beer Instagrammers, and stuff like that, or craft beer podcasters.
Do you brew your own beer?
I was going to with SoCal, but things didn't work out, so I have to wait on that because my work needs me more. So I want to be brewing next year. So next year, my son's gonna be baptized somewhere in August or September of next year. So me and my friend Lewis, Preston's Brewer, I had him on my podcast a couple of times. We're going to do a collab. So we're going to wait to see what my son Emiliano likes to eat, if it's like fruits or whatever. So whatever he likes to his favorite, we're going to make a beer for him. So
what?
We're going to make a beer for him.
In honor of him.
In honor of him, yeah.
You're not going to put like the little la teta and like, órale, Emiliano, dale, cabrón.
So we're going to make a beer and stuff, and we already have the name for it. We're going to call it Emilio, like the movie Knights of the Roxbury. Emilio! And stuff, because I just watched that movie for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Dude, that's a funny.
It's hilarious. And and you're like, who do we see? Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, right away. Fucking dropping names over here. All right, you want to drop names? You want to drop?
Who's that right there?
That's myself with Emilio.
Motherfucker.
I told you he's a stalker.
I
told you he's a stalker.
Hey.
Let me put the trash can on this.
We're tired of seeing it.
What was the first thing he said? I fucking loved you, Mighty Ducks.
No.
Young Guns?
No.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Repo Man.
Repo Man. I like the soundtrack.
Fuck.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Dude, I think that's where I heard Black Flag for the first time. TV
the soundtrack was the shit for that movie.
Tonight.
I feel like this is leading to Pulp Fiction.
No.
What about that movie what he did with him and Charlie Sheen? Was it Men at Work?
Yeah, was it
that
Freshman?
That was a good movie.
That was a good one. But I think, by far, Young Guns was a good one. But Repo Man was like the best. And, Emilio Estevez speaks Spanish. Mm-hmm. But he has it with the Castilian accent. He has a Spanish accent.
Well, there's Spanish, no?
Yeah, his wife is Española. Mm-hmm. And everything. So it's just like, when I heard him, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, it just threw me off. I wasn't expecting for him to speak Spanish.
Dude, Gwyneth Paltrow has that same accent. She speaks perfect Spanish.
Does she?
Yeah, she's got like that Castellano.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got that.
Buenas tardes todos. ¿Cómo se encuentran?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got that at the end.
Lisp.
But yeah,
it's like a lisp.
Yeah, lisp. Apparently, and I don't know how true this is, but apparently, there's a myth. Maybe there might be some truth to it. Mm-hmm. But the reason why they said that the Spanish speak like that is that at one point they had a king that had a lisp. So in order for his people, so that the king wouldn't, because he was a nice king apparently,
to not disrespect him,
they started speaking like him so that he felt comfortable around everybody. So that's how supposedly that's how it started.
Ramon facts.
I don't know how true that. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how.
You got to consider the source.
Yeah, you might want to look it up. There might be a myth. It might be one of those things that.
I've heard that too.
You've heard of fake news? This is called Ramon facts.
I wish we had Jamie on Joe Rogan. Jamie, can you look that up, please?
We used to, but we don't have space.
Yeah,
that's our Jamie right there.
He's our Jamie. He's our.
We used to burn him on air, but it's not possible now.
But like with that's interesting. But with the beers and stuff, I've been doing my beer talks very different. We don't want to talk about beers the whole episode. To me, I want to get to know them, and instead of doing beers, what's your life? What do you do in life? What are you doing when you're not brewing? I want to get to know them and stuff. Then kind of blend it in with beer talks. How'd you get started? What was your first regular beer? What was your first craft beer? And how'd you get started in the craft beer game? And you work from there and stuff like that. Because the beer people I have on, man, they're fucking killers, dude.
That's awesome, dude.
SoCal Cerveceros are fucking monsters, dude.
Yeah.
There's those guys and those ladies. I think they're better brewers than some of the big breweries out there.
I think when they had the Coachella over here in La Plaza,
I wasn't there because I was in Kings. They was doing a collab with the same game. They're doing a collab with Beer Thug Life, Beer Zombie. They made all this beer, and I missed out.
Yeah, and I was trying to. I guess when I was trying to, because I was trying to see if we could get like a booth, or something, like to do like just a live event.
Yeah,
if they were already out of space, they were out of space and everything. So I'm like, all right, and I'm like, hey, how about if we could, go around? And they're like, we're don't recommend it just yet. I'm like, all right,
they had a media something.
Yeah. I mean, you should talk to Ricky, but it's just
think it
like
was him.
Ricky. But yeah, he's married. He's very, very challenging. He has his own methods of what he does with that club. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't like outsiders in this.
Yeah.
But if you tell him like, hey man, this will be good, he should, bring. That's one of the reasons. I want to get this out of the way. I was joining with SoCal Cerveceros. That was going to be a big fit and everything and stuff like that. Turned out to be, that was going to be like, when you talk about, when you heard the podcast, it's all about, we should be family. You should be like that. I thought it was going to be like that, but it wasn't, and I saw certain things that I was like, really, this is what you guys do? And I just didn't feel it, and, I just thought it was going to be like a family, but, everyone is in two little cliques here and there and stuff. And I think the president kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and there's certain people. So I did more research, and there's people who were in that club or former members of that club. They said to me, 50% want you in the club, 50% don't want you in the club, because they see me as like, who's this guy as a podcaster coming in? Is he a fucking poser? Is he gonna make fucking beers and all that? That was my.
But doesn't everybody starts as a poser, right? I mean,
when you look at what SoCal Cerveceros are a thing, every member you can join for $40, but it doesn't matter if you make beers or not, and everything like that. It says right there for 40. And, it's just, I wanted to help out. I had ideas to help out the club doing podcasts, from a lot of the home brewers in that club to get well known, to be like, oh, wow. Like what you said, Big Paws, like, hey, there's a big movement coming out in SoCal Cerveceros. I wasn't part of that podcast. That was my podcast, not theirs. If Ricky or a lot of people would say, hey, Mega Man, we want you to be part of SoCal Cerveceros and to help out the club with the podcast, then that's a different story. Ricky goes out and this, I don't know if this is true, recruits home brewers to come to his club, and stuff like that. Other people can join in and stuff, but I felt like I wasn't recruited. I was doing it because I felt like it was a home, but the timing wasn't right. It wasn't my time. And I think in a way, if I did join the SoCal Cerveceros more, it would take me out of my time from my family. Mm. I would be focusing on my work, podcast, and home brewing, and not my family. So I had to choose. Had to choose one, and that's where when I had No Father, No Problem on my podcast, Chinook said, "Don't lose your identity, because you will be confused. What am I? Am I a home brewer? My podcast? Am I this?" So I had to choose one. I told my girl, "What do I do? What do you feel in your heart? Do they give a fuck about you? Do they care? What do you want to do? Do you want to make beer, or do you want to do the podcast? What are you more better doing at? If you do home brewers, you're going to spend over thousands of dollars making beers and this, whatever. And I don't have the time for it, So I'm going to focus on one thing, and that would be podcasts.
Yeah. Well, you were looking into it, right, Fernie?
I've been home brewing in planning for the last decade and a half.
Yeah, there was one night that after an episode,
and then this guy, he sent me the SoCal, but he just dashed all my dreams.
No, he was not like, dude, I fell into the rabbit hole. I started looking.
That's what I felt like.
He started looking it up.
Every like 3 years or so, I fall into a rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. And I'm already fucking up. I have like stuff in my shopping cart, like fucking.
He's like, okay, I need this tank. I need these. I got
like thousands of dollars of shit.
I need this. I need
Dude,
that.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of fucking money.
This guy I had on, he spent close to $3,000 to $4,000.
Easy.
Damn, it's like, I don't have the time for that. And like, how am I gonna make beer? It's just not the right time. When I have more time, then maybe I'll do it. But I'd rather learn from someone who knows, like Lewis Prestonsbury. I'm going to help do him because, I want to learn from his eyes because he makes good beers, but he doesn't get that reputation. But I know in my eyes, he makes delicious fucking beers, but like I said, crabs in a bucket. There's too too much ego. There's too much of everything.
So what you're saying is kind of like if they don't recruit you, you get like less attention?
I don't know. It's like
they see you kind of like an outsider because they didn't.
Kind of. I don't know. Like if you can show love, like I could tag them or whatever. But to me, it's like whoever I bring on.
I mean, I would think like since it's a club, I would think you show up. And if you express interest, I mean, that's what the club is, no? Like, share the knowledge. But
But to me, I'm always that curious person. I want to see what's behind the curtain.
Yeah. Gotta get to the cheese, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people might have an issue with that. Like, hey,
So what's the goal for these clubs? Just to drink beer and just fucking get drunk? Or is it like a business proposition? Are they trying to make it into eventually have their own brewery? Or what's the point?
He said a few of them already have a brewery, right?
Just two made a brewery, but it's just a club, just the home brewers and just talk and I guess in a way drink and have a good time.
So it's just more like leisure shit?
But
that's why I kind of left.
When you read like the little thing, like you said, the website and the application thing, it's like to share knowledge, like
share
you show
knowledge,
up, these guys are already brewing, you want knowledge, so instead of you get it from people that are already doing it, not just like a YouTube video you saw with.
You get good love, but also with SoCal Cerveceros, like hats off, because they won 2018 best home, 2017 or 2018 best home brewers club of the year by Anchor's Team, one of the oldest breweries of all of California.
Anchor's Team,
killer beers. So
that's a good beer off of San Francisco.
Yeah, that's a good beer. So they got well known for California as the best home brewer club in California. But I don't know. I don't see myself in that club. I would rather, to be honest.
Well, you didn't feel welcome, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. But to me, I had an idea where I would help maybe make beers here and there, but also, hey, how about I do this? How about I build the club, like from podcasts? try to get a home brewer on the podcast and get well known and get more bigger and bigger. Like, oh shit, like SoCal Cerveceros has a person who does a podcast and he shows like support, but they just didn't see it. I saw it, but
they saw it, like you said, like an outsider kind of like fucking. Like, what is he trying to?
And it's a lot of the old school, the people that are in that club. They don't like. I don't know. Maybe they're just don't like new people, and cause some people kind of rub me the wrong way, And
it could also be just like the upbringing, Like if there's a lot of people that grew up in a certain area, a certain hood.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want outsiders because they're like, hey, who's this person? Well, I don't know them. Mm-hmm. I have no idea who they are. And that's that mentality also. That's kind of hard to shake.
And you kind of get those looks from people like, what the fuck's he doing here? Like it just kind of felt like not welcome. And I felt like, and even the people I had on my podcast, they're cool, but just some of the people you can kind of hear, pss, 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 like you can feel like you don't feel uncomfortable. And I feel like, what?
Maybe it was like a fucking date. Maybe you went too fast.
I know.
You went too fast. You came in hard and
you scared him off. What is he still doing here?
Like you scared him off.
I think that a lot of people are like that though. It sounds like a real life forum. Like you go on a forum, nobody likes the noob, nobody likes the person asking all the questions.
Looks like fucking Reddit.
We already talked about that, bro. Go to fucking this section.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like that's what it was, like snobby fucking connoisseurs and shit.
Yeah, because also, like, I could understand, like, someone new comes in and, like, I've had it, like, even at work, when the new guys come in and they come off strong, like, hey, what's up? Like, hey, whoa, dude, I don't fucking know you yet.
You came in like that, dude?
We'll break it down.
It sounds like you came in excited. Right?
I came in excited and happy and stuff. Like I was ready until there was a meeting, and I gave Ricky my fee and everything. So they had a meeting at Absolutious over at the brewery in Torrance. My girl came with me. Mm-hmm. So we're wanting to meet everyone and stuff. I don't want to be that person where it's like I'm all stuck up. I don't want to talk to anyone and whatever. Mm-hmm. So, they have like, oh, who's a member? Raise your hands, like whatsoever. To me, I was raising my hand. I was pointing at Ricky, say, hey, let me go up there. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And because I wanted to be not that person who was stuck up. I want to introduce myself because that's the humble way. I was brought up to be more respectful. Like, introduce yourself and tell everyone about it instead of being a stuck up bitch or whatever. So here comes the president trying to be a little smart ass and say, oh, hey, Mega Man wants to come. Maybe Mega Man wants to come over here so he can introduce himself because he wants to build his ego up. And then my girl, and he kind of like, what the fuck? He kind of rubbed the wrong way. My girl saw like, the fuck's this guy's problem, dude? Like
right off the bat.
And that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And it just kind of like, and he started being like a little smart ass. Are you done? Are you done building your ego and stuff like that? But he didn't see it as that. I just want to introduce myself to get to know each and every one. And I could tell, when I was talking, I was looking at everyone's faces. I can tell some were happy and some were fuck you. Mm-hmm. Like, just didn't really feel it.
You're undercover FBI and they're fucking drug dealers.
Yeah, it's just shit like that,
Well, it sounds like it was like a miscommunication. Like he took your enthusiasm a little too personal and you took his reaction, which... I mean, it's just one of those things, man.
Like, how would you feel if someone did that to you, made you look stupid in front of your wife?
But see, I wouldn't approach it the way you did, bro. I would do everything. See, the way that I was taught, when you come into a group or you present something, you don't ask anything. You do the work and say, check out, this is what I did for the club. See if you like it. If not, it's cool. That's how I was told. You do the work. You don't fucking ask any questions. You make yourself useful in whatever it is that you know how to do. Present it, and then be like, if you guys like it, hit me up. If not, no hard feelings.
And that's what I did. I introduced and I said, hey, I know I have a podcast. It would be awesome if I can try to get each and every one of you guys and ladies to come on my podcast to build this club. But it just didn't see it that way.
I think you came in too hard way, and the fucking chick was like, hey, slow down,
alphas
bro.
Don't like to be pushed out of their throne, man. And that's the...
Yeah. I think that's what, it must have been a clash of...
Yeah, it's just maybe because...
I mean, hearing you, dude, you meant well, bro.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes this dude, bless his heart.
He puts it in...
I think he's the same way, bro, that he means well, and people take it the wrong way.
Why is that?
Because people don't want to fucking ask questions. They don't want to communicate. They want to assume that you were trying to be a dick and you wanted your ego fucking boosted, they'll assume that this guy wants fucking attention.
He wants
I bust his balls all the time, but this is one of the nicest guys I've ever met, dude. And he reminds me of that, dude, where he rubs people a little different sometimes. But it's like, no, he's a nice guy.
I want to know what kind of gel you put in your hair, dude.
Suavecito.
I knew it. Which one? The extra strong one?
Firme hole. The firme hole.
I was gonna say Johnny Q. Johnny Yo.
We're sending out that invoice for that ad, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I just got a new
Moco de gorila.
No, what was it? I just got a new one on Instagram. It says turtle pomade.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Like
I'm all
turtle
like,
wax
oh, like what?
by the makers
What
of
happened
Turtle.
to the 3 flowers, bro? You should bring that shit back.
Damn, greasy, man. I had all pimples right here as scars, dude. Fuck that. No way, dude.
That's good for the tattoos too, bro.
I'll throw it on when I throw on the whatchamacallit, the eternity.
Yeah.
I might throw a little.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Keep it old school,
¿Me le
bro.
bajaste?
Well, because you're blowing out the speakers right here, güey. Because you gotta get over everybody, güey.
Wow.
Empiezas a gritar, güey.
See, he means well, and he gets
Yeah.
taken the wrong way, bro.
Yeah, coming in too hard, bro. Fucking
I can't
get
even
out of
hear
the
my-
panties,
Dude, but
Holmes.
I had no idea that it was like that, man. That these little clubs were like. It sounds
Well,
like fucking
that's how-
motorcycle
That's
clubs.
like a lot
and
of
shit.
clubs, no? They get fucking.
Yeah.
You have a
It's
couple.
like the forums, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's all of them because you got, people get fucking defensive.
To me, it's a lesson learned, like looking back, like it's a lesson learned on certain things. So it's like, okay, that will never happen. I like to be that person where it's like, okay, if someone tells you, hey, that pot's hot, don't touch it. I want to touch it. So I can see, okay,
What's
the
hot?
experience. Like, I got a scar now. Oh, no, I won't do that again. So that's just something. But there's a lot of good people in that club. I mean, shout outs to SoCal Service Sales. They're doing their thing, but it's just the timing's off.
It wasn't a right fit. Yeah.
Wasn't the right fit, and all that stuff.
I'm sure it would happen too. Like if we were to do like let's just say we had a community of podcasters. There's going to be some that are, we're going to get along great, and there's going to be, a group that might not care for another podcast for whatever reason.
Well, those are the haters, bro.
Well, it's not even haters. It's just
No,
like
just like the personalities.
the
clash, right?
personalities.
Personalities.
Some might be a little bit more calm. Some might be a little bit too outgoing, or like too outgoing, like two alpha podcasters or two alpha groups. They're like, hey, well, fucking my dick's bigger than yours type of deal.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
yes,
whoa.
it is, bro.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Right away.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
man.
so I'm thinking, and I could see how, like, this, and then there's like, oh, look at that, and then the haters, and like, I could see it because I've been there,
Do you not remember our experience with the Sparsa over here?
Where
he wanted to rent his bedroom?
Yeah, I remember that.
This guy got too excited.
No, man.
Hey, but
Every celebrity we run into, he's burned us.
For real?
Just because he gets excited. And the same thing,
Dang,
like
man.
they take it.
I scared Jacob Vargas.
Hey, I just saw him. I took a picture of them.
Yeah, but he
Super nice guy.
don't tell this guy
he
that.
took advantage. I don't know. He didn't take advantage.
So
he
I'm
just
at a
was too
comedy
excited.
show, and I was all excited.
He practically pushed the news, the weather. Is it your weather?
what was
weather
the
woman?
Alicia
Alicia
del Valle.
They were talking. He was like, "Excuse me,
Hazte un lado, pendeja.
dude, I fucking love you, bro. I fucking love you."
I loved you and mi familia. I loved you.
I loved you in Jarhead. You're going to
No, man. There's like I even further back. What movie?
The Principal.
No, there was another
shit.
one. American Me.
American Me?
Yeah,
he was an American Me?
Yeah, he was almost his little brother.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. He even did the almost over there. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Me Vena Loca. Yeah, he did a lot of good movies.
Yeah, so, it was just exciting. And then Esparza, like...
He sent them an essay.
He wanted to rent a room from
No.
him.
I'm like, if it's possible, because we were looking... We wanted a space so that we could bring guests, because one thing is, like, there's a lot of, like, for example, Tania Estrada. When I met her and everything, I'm like, I wasn't going to go right away. Hey, I got a podcast, or we got this, and can you come? It's at a garage in our house. It's going to be, and it's 3 guys and stuff.
We're gonna lock the door.
Yeah, and we locked the door. So I'm all like, we need to have a space where like they feel comfortable and they could come in, so we could have more guests. Like it's easier to do that than to go to somebody's house in the garage in the back by the alley, locked, 3 guys in there. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
type of deal. So When I saw that, I think Felipe Esparza was doing a little video walking around. And I'm like, it looked like it was like something like this.
It looked like there was a vacancy in the corner.
Yeah, and I'm like, because I'm like, look, if you're not recording all the time, is it possible if we could rent out?
It's not crazy. This is what he sent them.
If it's possible,
he's making moves. He's making moves.
If we could rent, just once a week.
It was like a 3-page proposal on Instagram
and everything, and yeah, I think they left. I don't even know.
They read it.
They left me on red.
And then we're busting his balls. He said, "Oh no, I don't think he handles. I think his PR department
he's got so many
handles
people.
his Instagram. Like, no, bro, he handles his Instagram."
And then who was the other one? Was it? I don't know. There was a couple of them.
It's happened a few times like that.
It happened to a couple. They're like, hey, what was it? El conjunto Nueva Ola?
Oh no.
Yeah, Egno. It's these cumbieros that wear like luchadores mask.
Yeah,
and they don't do covers. They just do their own interpretation of what a song should have been or like what they think it should be. Mm-hmm. So I hit them up and they were answering me back like, oh yeah, hey, so where do you live at? And I'm like, oh, we're here. Like, this is what we do. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, sure, we'll do it. We'll roll over. Like, fuck yeah. And I'm telling these guys, hey, we have this. Boom, not knowing, but forgetting that they could read the notes. Yeah.
Dale.
And I'm going to get a beer right now.
Yeah, go for it, man. Don't worry. You can take them off. Yeah.
You can still hear us from here to there.
We're still good, bro.
And,
he's not even drinking that shit.
Yeah, so whatchamacallit,
there you go.
So they were gonna come down, and next thing you know, is show that they read, and I'm like, hey, it's Sunday, boom, come on down, and they never did. They never responded. They just left me on red, and like
he gets excited. I'm surprised Mario fucking took in this rapist messages over here.
No, that's cool. Like,
and I get it because when you have this fire, when you have this thing, and you believe in what what you're doing, it's just you just want to continue going, and you don't want it to die off.
Yes,
and it's just like I know that I in a way I've been blessed with a certain gift of like I could talk to people and I could reach out to people.
Why are you so humble?
And I'm not embarrassed. Why are you
so humble, bro?
And I'm not prideful in the sense that like what, if they're not, why am I going to reach out to them? Fuck them. I don't have that. I don't have that mentality where like, hey, it takes a step. In order to move forward, I need to take a step. And if it gets blocked, then you know what? I could go sideways or whatever, but we need to continue to keep going forward. That's my thing. And yes, along the years and along the ways, I've kind of cut it down because right now, these guys might think that it's aggressive, but I think I must have been more aggressive back in the days.
But it's like we say, he's a really nice dude. He just gets really excited. Like we're saying, you probably came in too excited. Like he would have done. Yeah. He would have done the same thing with good intentions, but they get taken the wrong way.
It's like to say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, my friend.
Yeah, right away.
Deep thoughts, eh?
Right away. Throwing knowledge.
But it is what it is. So, so now with the beer talks, I'm just going to have different types of people on. Now that I'm done, I want to get to the next level. I want to get some like big breweries like Monkish, Great Notions, Crowns and Hops, Beer Zombie, like Mo from Craft Beer Kings, and I already reached out. My bucket list for this year is completed because I wanted to focus.
Because you're here with Ramon.
I know.
Check.
Yeah, check.
Complete.
Chicano Shuffle. Check.
The Ramon Show.
But
check.
I wanted to focus on Woodmas, Wilmington. I wanted to get
Wilmas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wilmas. I loved Wilmas, but, man, those guys are thugs out there, man.
They don't fuck around.
What was the name of that punk band that came out? Was it Left Alone? Does that sound familiar?
I don't know.
There was
from Wilmington?
Yeah, there was like a punk band that the guys from Rancid fucking got under their belts, and I think they were from
Got
Wilmington.
under their belt?
Like they brought them under like with the
wing.
label and
under
shit. I think it was called Left Alone. They're from Wilmington, man. That place it's pretty fucking pretty good out there, dude.
Well, the problem with Wilmington is there's only one way in and one way out. No, and San Pedro also.
Yeah.
There's only one way in and one way out. Or you could go the long way, but you got to go through Palos Verdes.
Yeah.
and that's
PCH. You go to Anaheim if you're going to go the long way, like around, if you're not going to go to that Green Bridge and stuff. But having, doing Wilmington, I wanted to focus on that to get Let Me Know Pod Angel, Tony the Wizard, MC Pancho, had him on. Hooter, Martin Moreno. But
MC Pancho, that's the guy that's towel tatted up, right?
Yeah. Okay. Super nice guy.
I used to call him Mac Pancho. I don't know why. It's like, I never saw the periods between the MC. So I thought it was Mac Pancho. I'm like, all right, I get it. And then I saw someone like, hey, what's up, MC Pancho? I'm like,
thinking of McDonald's, bro.
I know.
Yeah. But just having them on, but I think my main focus, I know I had Martin, but my main focus was one guest twins I wanted to have on. I already had them. They're home brewers. Part of the SoCal Cerveceros was Espada Brewery Company. That hands down, they make the best beers. And coming from Wilmington, a lot of people talk shit about Wilmington. Nothing comes good out of Wilmington, and like, hey, those people never seen what's over the 110 freeway or the LA River like bridge and stuff, because they stay in the city and stuff like that. And but I just want to do whatever I can to bring the love back to Wilmington and stuff like that, because my heart will always be in Wilmington. Even though I live in Long Beach, my heart will always be in Wilmington. I used to live over there since I was 11, 12 years old. I still have family over there still, but I always represent my heart. Long Beach, Wilmington, and Modesto.
Nice, dude.
That's a big spread on here. That's cabrones.
I know, mother. Yeah, because when I was listening to your life stories, there was I think episode 3 was kind of really heartfelt when you were talking about your uncle. But the first, the first ones when you start bringing up, your upbringing, that your dad was worked for the shipyards
in San Pedro.
Yeah, and then that your mom was also like a TA,
like a daycare teacher at the same time. Daycare, she was working at Mervin's, and she was trying to go to school to get her degree to be a teacher and stuff like that. Those times are hard, back then, and. I didn't have once my mom and dad, they split up, I didn't have a father figure. And, when I didn't have nowhere else to go, my Uncle Manuel, my mom's side, he took me in, lived in Carson. I know, rest in peace, but he was like a father to me. Yeah. He told me to stick up for yourself, stand up for yourself. Don't let people bully you and just be you. Don't let people just walk over you. And for him, if it wasn't for him, I don't know what I'll be. But there's certain people that came into my life and changed my life, and I love him for that. I wish he was still here, and to see him deteriorate when, one day he has no arm, then the next month he has another arm, and the next 2 months he has no leg and this leg, and he's.
Was he diabetic?
Yeah, It was bad.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. But you know what? That father figure thing is real, bro. Because I've talked about it in the podcast where my dad wasn't really there, dude. Like when I was born.
You have kids?
No, I don't.
Okay.
My mom was giving birth to me, dude, at the hospital, and they couldn't find him. He was getting fucked up with his friends, and so my mom basically had me by herself, So he wasn't really there, dude. And growing up, I was longing for that father figure, dude.
Yes.
And sometimes maybe it was creepy, because I would see a friend with a cool uncle, and then I would be like all over him, like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, tell me something. Like, try to get that father figure,
Exactly.
And I would notice that guys were like, what's wrong with this weird kid, dude? Like, fucking,
Get out of here.
Like, asking too much questions. But we look for that father figure.
Oh, yeah.
We look for that person to give us a little bit of advice or a direction as to what the fuck do we make to all this,
What would happen if you think about it, like if a lot of the men who were in those they're still together, and the kids will be different, instead of like, oh, I'm going to hit it and quit it. No, that's not my kid. And, what happens if they're take responsibility? Pretty much in a way that would cut maybe 70 to 80% of kids being fucked up in the head. Be like, oh, my mom and my dad and my mom split up. My dad wasn't there. You always hear that story. Oh, my dad wasn't there. I got heat for this because my ex-wife was on drugs, and she was on whatever liquor or coke, whatever she was. I had to take the kids in. Yeah. And I get flack for it. Hey, you're a father. You're not, the kid's supposed to be with the mother. Well, it depends who has the best fit, and I was like, oh shit, I bring the kids in. I didn't know how to be a father because I was always working. It was always her job to take care of the kids while I'm over here providing food. But she just, and someone told me there's two types of women. Women who show love and be mothers, and women who just open their legs and just get fucked.
Yeah. And the culture that we live in right now, bro, like I've heard people say, well, that's good that they would tell you, and I've heard this, that's good that you take care of them. Like, why do you need praising? You're their father. I'm not going to praise you because you stepped it up. Women do it all the time.
Chris Rock.
I take care of my kids.
Like, I provide for my kids.
You're supposed to take care of your kids.
Well, I think your sister said it. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Your sister brought it up in one of the episodes she was here. Why am I going to praise these guys? That's good that they do that. And so that's part of, I think, that mentality. It's part of like why us as guys we're supposed to have everything together and not complain about shit. But it must have been hard for you, dude.
Super hard, because how do I adjust it working overnights and this, or who's going to have a babysitter, or how am I going to be that love, be a mother? I don't know how to be a mother. I show love, whatever. Excuse me, whatever, and show love and everything. But I mean, my one of my oldest has autism, and it's mild, but it's not severe. But I have another son that's 11. But I mean, being a single father, man, it's like, man, I would get a lot of shit, you know, like even my mom, like, and a lot of people, they would call social service. It's like, you should just take his kids away. So why? He's over here taking his kids to a brewery. Hello, they're kid friendly. Yeah, but you're taking the kids to a brewery. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm having a good time with my kids, and they're having sodas or root beers.
So they were saying you were an unfit father?
Yeah, like an unfit father. I'm an alcoholic because I had, in 2010, I had 2 DUIs in 1 week. And, you know, like, and they just want to just bash on me, saying like, oh, you shouldn't be having your kids or this, whatever. I even had social service come and talk shit. Even my ex was talking shit, like social service, like, oh, I neglect my kids or this, or, you know, it's like, that's just fucked up, you know, like, it's like, well, what do you want? Because you want them to go with their mother and the mother's on drugs still?
But put yourself in her shoes, dude. If she was got 2 DUIs and she took the kids to the brewery, you probably would say the same thing. You probably would be like, dude, what are you doing? You know, sometimes it just takes that different perspective that we have to really see. You know, it's not, maybe we don't justify the comments, but we have to be able to see why they would say that and not take it personal.
But I kind of calm down and stuff like that. Like, there's one thing I don't do. I don't drink liquor or wine anymore. I just stick with only craft beers and stuff. You know, it's just having 2 DUIs in 1 month and knocking out a cop and knocked out a cop. And he pulled me out.
The drunk tank for 2 days, right?
No, he let me go the next day. And because it was too full in there, too crowded.
You got lucky, bro.
That's why a lot of people was like, "Hey, thank you, Obama," because you know the whole system was all changed with the laws.
Right away,
you know,
Obama. Right away.
Thank you for letting me out.
Obama did you a solid, bro?
Hell yeah,
right away.
Because if it was in Orange County, then I was staying for 90 days.
Yeah.
Long Beach, it was only just for like 15 or 20 hours, and that's it.
Oh.
You know, and I learned lesson learned, but I learned a lot, because for me to get my license back, it took me $31,000.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Because of the fees, the lawyers, the mother for drunk driving schools, to get a car, the interlock for the breathalyzer. That was a fucking bitch.
Didn't they catch the president of the mothers for drunk drivers? They caught her with a DUI or him?
Oh, I don't know.
One of the presidents from one of those fucking...
Right away. Is this Ramon?
Yeah, no. I think it's true. I think it's true. I think it's true.
It sounds mad, right? Mothers against her.
Yeah.
That was something that I do remember. And shit, but
I went to that thing it's scary, man, because like, if you get a DUI and you kill someone, that they have a representative to go to your court hearing and stuff. It's like, hey, well, he signed this thing. You know, he gets, and it's almost like, in a way, you get an extra. If you sign your name, you get an extra 15 more years.
Oh shit!
Look how hypocrites these fucking people are, dude.
Everybody's fucking
damn.
Like the AAs, the guy that fucking founded AAs, he got his shit cured with LSD, dude. It had nothing to do with his fucking 12 steps. He created the 12 steps while on LSD, dude. That's what helped him. And then they try to fucking they added to
Project Ultra, baby.
They added to
right
the
away,
fucking that you need to do
Jesucristo.
this, and I don't know, man. It's just once you get caught up, you get caught up, dude. And it feels like it's hard to fucking get out of it, dude.
It's crazy, man. Like, I don't even know. I should have been there in the jail long, but when I knocked out that cop, I was like...
When you say knocked out, what are you talking about?
Socked him.
I knocked him.
You knocked him out?
With one punch.
Oh, shit.
I don't know because...
And you were fucked up?
I was super drunk.
Shit.
Yeah, and I had a DUI, and I don't know why. I should have just walked, but I drove my car. I wanted to go to McDonald's, and all of a sudden, the cop thought I was going to hit a motorcycle. He was behind me, put his hands, get out of the fucking car, man. Boom, it just knocked him out. Another cop came and stuff, and that was too strong. I didn't want just to arrest me or resist. I was just...
This guy's on PCP. Bring back up.
Yeah. I was like fucking Tyrone and shit, dude. He was like, oh shit, crack man. And I was like, I still remember when they put me in the holding tank, you know, like I was banging the walls. I was pointing, I want you, motherfucker. Like it took me like 6 or 8 hours to calm down.
Fuck,
I was in rage. You know, like I was still mad.
That buried anger, damn.
Very angry. You know, and that's where when I had my schools and everything, they taught me a lot. Don't do this. And now when I drink beers, I drink in the daytime. Fuck the nights. And that's why it's good for me to do night crew. Because if I wasn't doing night crew, I don't know, man. I'd be fucking rage.
But you know what, bro? The majority of DUIs are given to people that go get food in the drive-thru. They get hungry.
That's how they get the stoners too.
Yeah.
I passed the fucking sobriety test stoned as fuck, dude. I don't know how I passed it, man, but
there's times I have pillows and blankets because if like I'm too fucked up, like
you still get fucked in a DUI.
You still get fucked.
Even if you're in your car, you're sleeping out, you still could get a DUI.
Well, as long as you put the keys somewhere, like in your glove department,
I've heard they
or whatever.
I used to. What I've heard is if you put it in the trunk, but you have to have that release latch.
Like you said, no. If you have it in the glove box, it can't. If it's in your pocket, they assume that you're planning to drive.
Yeah. Well, how about this? How about you just throw the keys where you know it's at instead of?
But you're too drunk.
But as long as you're sitting on the driver, how about you sit in the passenger seat?
You can't be in the front.
No,
don't get
in the back then.
Yeah, go in the back.
But here's the thing: I got a truck.
You're trying to find the loophole.
I got a truck. It's a bench, a single cab. So, like, how the fuck do I do that?
You need one of those old school Chicano vans, dude, and you can fucking
put a curtain.
Yeah,
just put a curtain and you're good.
Yeah.
It's a recreational.
There's something they call it something, right?
Recreational. It's like a motorhome almost.
But there's a fancy term for that. There's a fancy term so that you could get fucked up behind your van and they won't fuck up.
You can't even throw a stick in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but this was like back then when they didn't have Uber and Lyft. You know, this was in 2010. You know, if they had that, I was like, fuck yeah.
I think Uber just started, I think.
Right away
for San Francisco.
San Francisco. But only certain areas. But if I would have knew that, because there was times if I'm going to get really fucked up, it's like, I'm not driving today.
No.
I'm just going to get a Lyft. It's only like, you know, whatever. There's times where I get fucked up like, that's a good thing because, you know, like, ugh.
Dude, I remember going to San Francisco when Lyft was coming out and seeing these goofy fuking pink mustaches in front of the cars.
I remember that.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then my sister was going to Berkeley at the time and she was like, oh yeah, this is a ride sharing. And I was just like, dude, those mustaches are fucking goofy, man.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the DUI fucking rate went. I'm sure the police departments don't like that, or people that were banking on fucking
banking on that shit
on DUIs. I'm sure they went down.
Yeah.
No?
Oh yeah, like the breathalyzer companies and
all those, yeah.
And what is it? The ones that put the ankle bracelet.
Oh, I never had that, but the one I had, the breathalyzer, had a camera. So
it has to be you
because it had to be me. So if let's say they have another one blowing, it would send that monitor to the DMV and to the police station.
Yeah. So you had a camera in it.
I had a camera.
I used to go out with a girl that had that, and I was fucking blowing that shit and just fucking.
All right, I blow this. You blow that.
No, it was. Yeah, that was a fuck, man. I wasn't as witty in those days, but you would drive around, and then you would hear a beep. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Oh shit, I gotta blow on this thing because it sends it right to the DMV.
Yeah,
and if you miss it, I think and then to calibrate that shit, they charge you every month. I think.
Yeah, to calibrate it and stuff. You had to go. I was paying like $80 a month.
Yeah,
and if you give it 3 tries, you lock it, and you have to call someone the next day. That's $300.
Fuck, dude.
It's a racket. I mean, not a racket. I mean, it's lesson learned because you're like,
they're
never
teaching you
again.
not to do it. It's like, okay, fuck. Just like
never again.
know?
Yeah, because I heard like a single DUI the first time is like over 10 G's.
I think Martin said it on my podcast. His father was like an alcoholic, and I think he had like 6 or 7 or 8 like DUIs. You know, back then they just gave him a slap in the wrist.
Yeah, my dad would tell me the same shit.
Yeah.
They would follow you home. Make sure you don't fucking crash.
Make sure you get home,
Yeah, but they don't do that no more.
No, because they found out how much money they can make off of people, dude.
Shit.
It's a fucking big business.
Yeah. But at the same time, it didn't add that fear. Because out of that fear of pain and losing all that money, you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah.
So, in a way, I think it kind of worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It kind of worked. Because you still have people doing it. Even with Lyft and Uber, you still have people fucking doing it.
And to be honest, like going to the dive bars like I used to, I don't go that much anymore. But now that I have all these breweries opening, I can have a good time with my friends. But if I want to go home, just go to a brewery, get a growler. You know, why spend like $200 on a dive bar when you can get a growler for like $25 and that beer can last you for like
what's a growler?
It's like a fucking...
Like a big old growler, like a glass. You just refill beers and stuff, which is like that can be good for like 5 or 7 days and stuff like that, you know, and everything and stuff like that.
What do you got out there? Ferns? Is that a spot out there?
Oh,
that's
man.
a cool spot, right? I remember getting...
Watch you get fucking stabbed over there, dude.
Well, Long
Red
Beach,
Room too.
Yeah, the Red Room, yeah. I used to go... Long Beach has always been a really cool scene, dude, because it's not LA, it's not Orange County. It's like you guys have your own thing.
What city you live at?
I live in Downey.
Okay, well, I used to go to the Glen back in the day. The Glen, Anarchy,
Woodruff, the Doll... No, not the Doll, that's in Anaheim. The Hully Gully.
Man, that's old school.
Yeah.
Hey, the New Wave restaurant. I used to be man. Back in the day, I used to have a thing for rockabilly girls.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
back in the day, where'd it go, man?
I don't know. I was a savage back then, dude.
Looking better than ever.
This was like MySpace, like Facebook early stages, dude.
Oh shit! Where did I moan for this talk?
So what was that bar in Rosemead? Did you ever hit that bar up in Rosemead?
Oh, the one that tore down.
The one that tore down.
Was a new bar? No, Slide Bar.
No, I think
I
that was
talking
in
about.
Fullerton. They had a bar in Rosemead that had a bunch of like 80s, like I would watch.
Yeah, it's a fucking.
Yeah, I know. I never.
They tore it down. It was across the street from Domino's or Pizza.
Yeah, exactly. That was a cool spot out there. Dude.
I never been, but I heard a lot of rockabilly girls were there.
Yeah,
They had like a rockabilly night where they had bands.
Oh my god,
that's this guy's fucking stilo.
Back in the day, man, Mr. like Sucio was like back. When I see rockabilly, it's like, man, I'm gonna fuck her.
They just tore that place down like 2 years ago. Maybe?
Which one, bro?
The one you're talking about, the one in Rosemead.
Which one's the one in Rosemead? That bar, that dive bar in Rosemead. They used to.
What was it? It was off of Telegraph, wasn't it?
No, Rosemead way over here. It's on.
I forget, but that was
Garvey
a cool spot, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I still go and see like the Sweet and Tender Hooligans and shit. Those fucking the Smiths cover band. You still get your little eye candy there at those gigs.
Mm-hmm. But some of those things with some of those hot rockabilly girls or whatever, it's like, hey, you have a boyfriend? I have to make sure because some of them, they were like boyfriends from the Mongols.
Oh, yeah.
You had to watch out, you know? Because like, shit, I didn't know.
Shit, I partied at their clubhouse one time, dude. I didn't even know, bro. like my homie, the singer of this band I was in, he was a DJ. And he's like, hey, bro, you want to help me DJ? I was like, fuck yeah, bro. He's like, just don't wear red. And I was like, what the fuck? I thought we were going to Compton or some shit. some Cribs and Blood shit. And we show up to the spot and then like an industrial part of Pico. And then I was like, it was raining, bro. And I was like, where the fuck are we? I look up in the fucking roof and there was dudes fucking patrolling. And I was like, dude, where the fuck are you taking me?
Patrolling?
They were the prospects. They were up there making sure because they were beefing hard with I think La M.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think it was with La M.
In that time,
they were beefing hard. So these prospects were under the rain, fucking patrolling the whole fucking building, dude. And I was like, I had no idea what this was, dude. And we had to go through like a LAX security type fucking shit. I had to take they fucking were wanding us and shit. And dude, it was crazy, bro. Because I was ignorant, dude. I thought bikers were just fucking bearded dudes with tattoos. These dudes look like homies from fucking Florencia, from out in fucking South Central, and guys in suits. And it was like another world, dude. It was.
I had someone my podcast. I won't mention his name, but he was part of that.
Yeah.
You know, and he's super nice and everything and all. He has pictures. He's like, oh shit, you know, but he's super nice. They're super, you know, I mean, a lot of people give the bad rep and stuff and all the motorcycle clubs and all that, you know, like, you know, what they see on TV with Sons of Anarchy, the Mayans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not even like that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's worse. No. Nah. Oh, shit.
But it's crazy, like, with, like, the, you know, like, fuck, like, going to those clubs, like, you don't want to talk to who you like, but back in the day I had a thing for like rockabilly girls.
Well, in the clubhouse he knew who was with the Mongols, dude, because they had a property of vest on, so you knew that was property of this dude. Like, you didn't fuck with this girl, you know. He like fucking, you kept it to yourself, man. But
kept it old school, huh?
Yeah, no, there was property of, man, and it was cool, man.
Is the rockabilly scene still going hard still?
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's now they call. I mean, they still have the rockabilly. Then you have the psychobillies, and then you have.
It's huge in Mexico too, dude.
Yeah,
somebody sent the article. Was it you from Mexico? The rockabilly scene down there.
Oh,
it wasn't you. Somebody did, but yeah, it's still pretty big.
I remember back in the day, I was dating I was dating a rockabilly girl, and we went to go see Tiger Army.
Yeah.
Oh my god, woo, killers. I was like, it's killers, but it's a good movement, like, you know, and all that stuff. I remember they used to have that tattoo, that place, I mean, that show over there at the Queen Mary back in the day. But they moved it to Tennessee and Memphis.
Oh, shit.
It was the Ink and Iron show.
Who, Danny?
No, the Ink and Iron.
Ink and Iron show.
In the Ink and Iron.
Yeah.
But just to go back 10 minutes, the spot was called Spikes. I just remember.
Spikes, yeah.
Oh, Spike's Bar, yeah.
I just remember it.
Spikes.
Yeah. In Rosemead,
Yeah.
Do you guys go to a lot of dive bars and everything?
I fucking love dive bar. I used to love dive bars. When I had kids.
Used to love it too. Now it's just. Yeah.
I get into them because I still play in the band, so we go fucking dive bars.
I end up
What kind of band is it? Like an indie band?
Nah, it's a Walking Fire, dude. We have congas, timbales. It's kind of like a Santana Black Sabbath.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I play the lead guitar.
What do you play at?
All over.
All over the place, dude.
Long Beach too?
We haven't been out there, bro, but if you know a spot,
You want to invite?
DiBiase's? What, Liberation?
wherever we're fucking welcome, bro. We'll fucking represent.
We'll
Hell
represent,
yeah.
he says.
Yeah. So it's I get in.
6-piece band though.
I know the big.
Yeah.
So each one gets their cut.
We had a show. We had a show on Friday. Some fucking dude tried to start shit. Some dude tried to start shit on Friday, but the singer and the fucking timbales, they're jiu-jitsu instructors. So it's like, come on, do you want to mess with us, dude?
Go ahead.
This is the kind of music we play.
Well, this is exactly the music you play with.
Not the kind of.
This is exactly what.
That's like a good porno song. Get ready in the mood.
This is what he was talking about.
Sounds like Boogie Nights.
His feelings when he went to go see Tiger Army.
I saw them at the observatory last year or a couple years ago.
For real?
They're great, bro. Tiger Army. Yeah, they get
What's
down.
the singer is Mexican American.
Nick 13.
Nick 13, yeah. He's Nick 13.
He's Mexican American. Yeah, he's Chicano.
Chicano.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Manic Hispanic?
Manic Hispanic?
Yeah.
No.
Well known in Orange County and Costa Mesa, I think. It's like a punk band.
This is where it gets good.
Chicano Shuffle.
He knows the roller.
Oh, man.
We lost a member, but we got a new member.
Hey there, baby.
That's fine. Hey, baby, so. I start where you can ask him.
Hey, baby, let me tell you something.
I didn't realize we were going to go into a segment, dude.
I was going to say,
Give an example.
how did you guys start the podcast?
Well, there's conflicting stories, dude. This guy
Every time
says
he
that
tells
we
it,
were
it's
fucking
different.
drinking, but the reality is, you know, we weren't really hanging out that much, dude, because I was the kind of friend that would fucking go away for like a year.
Is that the story you talked about where it's like I lost him, I had to find him and do the Facebook? It's like had to call his.
He got lost, yeah.
My phone was disconnected. I didn't want a phone, so it was like a year or two without a cell phone.
He went off the grid. For
I was just off the grid, dude.
Dang.
And fucking this dude, he's a great friend. He was like hitting my sister up, like all these people. All of a sudden, I got word that this guy was looking for me.
I was concerned.
He's like we said, he's a positive stalker.
Oh, see?
But in those days, dude, I wasn't really drinking. I was like really watching like what I eat. So I'm like, well, I don't want to go drink. I don't want to fucking. So I'm like, if if we're gonna hang out, let's do something fucking that's productive. So I hit up Ramon. I was like, hey, bro, we have good chemistry. Let's start a podcast. And I don't know if you weren't really into podcasts at the time, right?
No, I wasn't listening to it.
Yeah, and he was like, he just not even knowing what it was. He's like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. So we got Fernando too, and he was down for it. And that's how basically it started as friends catching up, but doing something. So we just kind of recorded it.
That's awesome.
And we've always had this chemistry when we like, before he disappeared or anything, even that, we would go out and we like laughing constantly, talking shit, and then like, not only that, but riffing off of each other. He'll say something, and then we'll jump in, exaggerating the things, and then Fernando would jump in, and then all three of us, and then we have, and it isn't not just us laughing like idiots, but we had other people laughing.
But there's also the people that were the fucking poor victims with.
Oh yeah,
poor victims.
We needed that one guinea pig.
It's because there's always the one guy that comes in like, I'm gonna fuck these dudes up with some jokes. Oh. And then you're like, yeah. Really? And then you fucking, all three of us.
Well, see, now that I think about it, we probably pulled what they pulled on this dude at the cerveceros. We're like, hey, bro, I don't know about your joke, bro.
You sure?
Yeah.
No. It's not that, because they come in. I mean, the ones I'm thinking of, the few I'm thinking of, they come in with some like crazy, stupid shit, and then we clown them, and then they can't take it because it just. The three of us pile on and kind of dick.
We kind of like, fucking.
That's our initiation ritual.
But it's actually it's actually pretty amazing that we did it, bro. Because from the text to fucking this equipment that you're seeing was like what, a month?
In a month,
like 3 weeks.
Yeah, we were already fucking.
From the text, Fernando the next day he was already, or even the day of,
I was putting together spreadsheets.
He was already putting in spreadsheets and like, hey, this is what we got. Look, we have these options. We could go this route, we could go that route, and this route. Whatever we choose.
Yeah, he's very analytical.
Yeah,
I like
spreadsheets. And then for the service,
get you on my podcast, man.
But you know what? It's good. But there's a joke that says if it was up to the engineer, the car wouldn't go out of the assembly line because it's never good enough. So it's a good balance. Sometimes we have to be like, nah, dude, let's just do it. And somehow we got our heads together, dude. We didn't procrastinate. We didn't really think about it. We just hit play, and we've been doing it.
Do you guys bring guests on your podcast, or is it rarely?
It's rare.
We don't bring guests. The only time we have guests is except Momo and like Big Citric. Big Citric.
Oh, you have Big Citric?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then but
he's a nice guy.
He's a really nice guy.
Super humble.
Yeah. All the other guests we've had was we go to events and we pull in whatever artist wants to talk to us. Hey, you want to talk, bro?
So am I like the third guest you had?
Well, like official, like guest, like a Monday,
so.
I
think so, yeah, bro.
Fuck,
you're
honored.
Actually the first guest here.
Here.
I'm honored, dude.
Because our plan was to start like in January, like how
start the new year,
start the new year with it. But because how you were saying your schedule's kind of crazy, and then you're gonna be taking some time off and everything. So then we got together. I'm like, hey, so
this is the perfect time.
Yeah, this is the perfect time, and everything. But it's just. It just works. It worked out. I mean, it seemed like we were all at the same mentality. We were all in a good space, and we were all enthusiastic to do it. None of us were like half-assing, like, I don't know, whatever. No, we all got into it, and we did it, and we've been doing it now. We're 2 years and some change now.
Yeah, because by that fourth week, we came in. We said, all right, let's record 2. But just like not to put out, like so we can, so we do 2 that
to get your feet wet.
No, like throwaways. Like we'll just do them to get like the nerves out, to get get all the equipment like sorted. We'll do 2, and like in one Saturday, and like we'll just get all that out of the way, and then we'll just trash them. And then start fresh, and then we'll put them. And we did those 2, and we're like, fuck it, put them up.
Good. Well, we were already by like halfway of the first one. I was already kind of buzzed. There
was a lot of drinking.
There was at the beginning.
I love it.
They weren't the greatest.
Like Chinook always says, tell me more.
At the beginning, there was a lot of drinking.
There was a lot of fucking
for the nerves and shouting. We talked over each other.
Shut up! I'm trying to talk.
Actually, we've been getting better at talking over each other.
Now I look at you and I'm like, okay, is he done talking? All right. Before, like, fuck you.
But you know what? It's proper etiquette, dude. It's been work. I've gotten so much from this podcast, just having a conversation with somebody. Not only the benefit of having a conversation, not being on your fucking phone, dude.
Yeah, I have my phone off.
That's huge, dude. How many times you go to a restaurant and people are talking? What'd you say? Like pay fucking attention to the person in front of you.
Like now these days, people want to text. I want to call.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, I was telling my girl, like, we were talking, it's like, why are you calling me? Because I want to hear your fucking voice.
Yeah, that's a good move, dude.
I'm not giving you my number.
That's true romance right there.
Yeah, but that's a good move.
Yeah. But like doing the podcast and everything, I feel like, you know, like you, like, you know, like to me, it's all about reps. You know, trying to do more and more podcasts. If it's a big podcast, a medium, baby, whatever, it's live, I want to get that jitterness out. Like,
I could get nervous?
I was nervous on this one.
No.
I don't know. I think in a way I wasn't nervous with Martin Moreno's Yo-Yo podcast. I felt like with this one, I was 10 times nervous. The reason why I was nervous because this was the first Chicano podcast I really want to be on my A game because I don't know how you guys were going to see me as like, well, this is Steven, this is Mega Man. He doesn't speak Spanish. How am I going to fit in with that?
Oh, yeah, we're already, hey, este cabrón no habla español, ¿sabes?
See, I don't know. See, that's the thing. And I want to see whatever I can do to come on and kind of relate to certain things and stuff and kind of just go with the flow and blend in and stuff like that.
I mean, you got to respect somebody that's doing something, you know? Just by you doing something and having the drive that you have, I mean, that's respectable, dude, you know?
I'll shake your hand for that.
You gotta listen to your story, man, and give you a chance to see what you're about. I mean, honestly, I've till this dude started bringing you up as you started coming on my radar. Like, okay, who is this guy? You know, and I mean, this is what we have to do, dude. You know, get ourselves in uncomfortable situations because that's how we learn, right?
Because I'm more like now, like doing this podcast, I'm way more comfortable with you guys. This is very. It's kind of like. Like that.
I know, right? Ramon has that effect on people putting pressure, you know? Like
it's the moose knuckle, bro, that he's always putting.
People, okay, boomer.
I saw it on YouTube, man.
Right away,
if you guys see it on YouTube, watch the other episodes.
Moose knuckle, nah.
You got the moose knuckle game is strong, bro.
Fucking moose knuckle's more bigger than fucking George St. Pierre's, dude.
Bullwinkle, or what was his name?
Oh my god.
Moose knuckles, nasa. Oh my god.
Yeah, people are gonna go back and fucking.
So you know,
the subject.
now that we have you here, we usually do this little segment that once in a while we have listeners that like send us the DMs or something.
Yes.
So we had one.
Oh, the douchey.
Yeah, we had one that sent us like maybe in November.
Yeah.
And I missed it. And when he sent me something else today, or sent us something else today, and I saw it, I'm like, oh shit, my apologies that I missed it. I was taking some classes, but it's called This Is Douchey. So sometimes they give us stories and whatever, and then we kind of like we not vote, but we give our opinion. Was it douchey?
Or it was legitimate, you know?
It was a legitimate douchey. So now that we have you here, I want to take advantage of this. All right,
awesome.
See what you think. All right, so this guy is Loser Joey. That's his name.
Oh shit!
That's his handle. That's his handle. His name is Joey. Okay, I can't even see. Joey Rocha. All right. Hey, guys. How's it going? I've been listening to you guys' podcast for a minute, and I've been hooked since the beginning. And I was wondering if you guys are still doing the Is It Douchey, because I think I have a good one. So I work for a small delivery company that delivers fruits and vegetables to stores and restaurants around the central coastal area. So I was en route and went to deliver to a restaurant on a local wharf. When I got there and I walk in towards the kitchen, and I noticed that it's sucio, like dirty. The floors are sticky, food on the ground, straight dirty, and he noticed the mop and a bucket in front where you walk in and where he's supposed to drop off the product. So it doesn't go bad. He's wondering, is it douchey to tell the chef, hey, primo, ¿por qué no limpian? Like, hey, cuz, why don't you fucking clean up? So I guess that's his, would it be douchey if he called it out to the chef?
This is his specialty, huh?
Well, yeah, because that's his home domain, like his home right there. He should be cleaning up, like that's his house, like you gotta take care of it, like, hey, you don't want to look bad. Like, this is my domain. I have to have everything clean and stuff. If a kitchen is dirty, you could tell by a person. If he's a messy worker, is he messy this? Then he must have a messy house, and stuff. So
you're saying it's not douchey to say it, or it is douchey to tell him, to call him out, to call out the chef and like, hey, clean your fucking mess.
It's not douchey.
It's not douchey. All right.
I think it could be douchey if the way he presents it. I mean, like if anything in life, it's the way your tone and the way you use it. So if he fucking is a dick about it, like, hey, bro, what the fuck, you know, like, then maybe just find a way to say it where it's not so like fucking like aggressive, you know, because people don't like to be caught on their shit. And like this dude said, if the kitchen's dirty, his house is fucking dirty. And that's a reflection of what's going on here. So this guy's probably, you know, not there, you know?
That's how I am with work. Like, I'm very clean and organized, but I want my house clean. With some of the people, if they have bad habits, like, hey, I don't know why you're doing it this way. Do it this way. Be more organized, more efficient. You know, I don't want our department, I don't want our store to look like the laughing stock from other so-and-so retail groceries. Like, we want to be number one. So let's be very clean and organized. So that's how I see it as, you know. It's just that some people get lazy, like, oh, they just don't want to make my bed. I don't want to do this. It's like, come on, let's get up. Come on, let's do this shit. Come on.
How about this dude slips on a lettuce and sues him? Like,
Larry H. Parker got me 2.1 million.
I love that guy. I love that commercial, man.
And then after a while, they played it so much. Larry Parker got me. You know the story.
I didn't see that one, dude.
Yeah, those are new ones.
Well, the one thing I know, when you first saw him, is that they always show the guy from the chest up. They never show. He was in a wheelchair.
The black guy?
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, the black guy was in a wheelchair.
Shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's why I got all the lana.
Yeah, that's why he got 1.2 million.
The more you know.
Yep.
Isn't like that? That's like the best commercial when all of us live in LA. We remember that guy, Larry Parker.
How about the was it
Jack Steffen?
No.
Ah, dude, I used to get that shit all the time, dude.
The guy that's hitchhiking and this Ferrari with this mija rolls up is like, you need a ride? He's like, you got insurance?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Is it survival insurance? No, I can't take that ride. And then
I didn't see that
she's
one.
all like, what?
No.
How old are you, bro?
Fucking gonna be 40.
Yeah.
Ah, shit, that's what you're.
I don't have that much cable.
Nah,
Fuck.
But that was that was local TV.
that's it.
I know the general.
Yeah, for best cars, Red down.
Go there.
How about for $10,000? Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel?
Oh, there's a got he's eating the peanuts.
Milk.
Or how about that black guy who was telling, hey, get off your chair, you're on your couch, go to Humphreys College, you know, like he's telling people to get off your couch. You want to be a medical assistant?
I remember
What are you doing? What are you doing? Just get out.
Which one was the one where they're in the boat? Wait, remember? There's like a college thing too, and they're like a boat. Don't be the lonely one out or some shit in their little boat.
That's what I hated taking days off because those are the stupid commercials you would get. The ones go to college and shit.
Yeah, I hated that.
Don't be a fucking loser at home.
They know the losers are watching us right now.
The only thing,
like, hey, put back fucking The Price is Right.
Where's Jerry Springer, fucker?
Price is Right, man.
I need to know Maury. He's the father or what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my show right there, dude. They had this one, this guy. He had like 13 whatever moms. Is like, okay,
13 moms.
Well, they want to say like, oh, these are your kids. So it's like, okay, so the first two is like, you are not the father. Then the last 9, it was all his.
Oh shit!
He's like, yeah, he's doing cartwheels. And then after the second 2, those not yours. And after that was all 9. He was like, fuck.
He didn't win that game.
That sucks.
Shit.
That sounds like a Price is Right game.
Yeah. Yodeling.
How many did he father?
Oh, that Price is Right? Oh, I love that shit,
Yeah,
man.
dude, they had the best fucking...
The one you go down, or the Pingo.
Plingo.
Oh, I love that one, man.
Tan cabrón.
The Pingo was the shit right there, dude.
Yeah, fucking the Showcase Showdown.
But Drew Carey's doing it now, right?
Yeah, I don't get
Been doing it for a while.
I don't get to see it now.
What about that game was back in the 60s? Was it 70s, 80s? Make a bargain? Like a bargain? Like
Make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
Make a deal, yeah.
Make a deal, yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
What about the one with the whammy? Remember the one with the whammy? Like, it was around, you have to press it.
Oh, it sounds familiar.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The whammy.
Yeah.
The Hollywood Squares?
No, it was...
Hey, remember Double Dare?
Double
Oh,
shit.
dude. I wanted to be on that. You'd be like, oh, 60 seconds?
Oh, the slime shit?
Oh, fuck, 60 seconds? Like, there's no way. The obstacle course? You had to be on your A game.
Yeah,
for 60
for
seconds.
sure. Double Dare was a shit.
There was one episode.
Mark Summers.
Yeah, the host.
That still sticks to my like my memory. Is I guess they had there was a giant nose, and that giant nose had a pimple on it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So the host, they bring a doctor, a dermatologist or something, and he's all like, "Okay, doc, we got a giant pimple on this nose. What should we do? With the pimple? How do we take care of a pimple?" And the doctors are like, "Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. That's it." Yeah. Oh, that's not gonna work. All right, thank you. And he kicks him off.
What was this? Which was this?
Yeah, Double Dare.
Double Dare. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a giant nose, right?
Yeah, and I guess they put a pimple on it, and this guy was trying to be smart, like, "Hey, so if people get pimples, what should we do about it?" And the doctors are like, "Just leave it alone. Don't even touch it." Like
some toothpaste.
I know, right?
Shit, that's what I used to do, and it left me scars, dude.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "Oh, it'll
burn."
Oh my god, it was burning. I had pimples everywhere, and it left me scars, dude.
Yeah, that shit doesn't work.
That's crazy, bro.
Fuck, I don't know why I believe in that shit.
I
used to put
Urban
it too.
legends.
I used to put that shit too, bro.
I used to put that or yodo. What is yodo? On like a
Yodo, cabrón. It's a paisicano fucking pomada, güey.
No, it's like a hydrogen peroxide or something, but it was like brown. Yeah, it was weird.
I know what you're
You
talking
put those
about.
on your pimples?
Yeah, with if you popped it, you
It's
put
a
it.
disinfectant.
Dude, how bad was that, dude? I still get fucking acne, but when I was a kid, dude, how bad was that?
It was bad,
embarrassing,
man.
dude.
I used to put like Oxy. Remember the Oxys? They put it where wipe out all this dirt, and you put so much of it, and your face gets all dry and left you more scars and everything. I was like, fuck
Yeah,
this.
we got the pizza face. We got all the fucking shit.
Clearasil. I wanted to get that because of the girl.
Yeah.
The Clearasil girl.
wasn't
the
a-
Noxzema.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that?
it's probably Noxzema,
Yeah.
No, that wasn't a Felicity. It was the other one. The little skinny girl with blue eyes. No, that was the Noxzema girl.
Yeah,
She was
so
like
hot.
a model. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I used to hate it. I used to get pimples on my thighs.
I think the pimples
Right
on your
away.
dick. I was like, what?
Right away,
I
draw
got one on
attention
my.
to the camel
I got
toe.
one on the.
He wants you to go concentrate on that area, bro. Don't fall for it, dude. Let me hook you up, bro. The moose knuckle. They call this episode Moose Knuckle, bro.
Moose knuckle.
Moose knuckle.
Oh, I
Like,
hate
now
it.
he's self-conscious about it.
I have a story because back in the day when I used to play basketball, I used to notice that all the guys have shaved their legs. There was a basketball player named from the Phoenix Suns named Dan Marley.
I remember him, yeah.
And he used to shave his legs because I always want to show my calves.
Yeah.
So stupid me, I fucked up. I'm shaving my legs, and all of a sudden I wasn't using shaving cream, and I was doing the razor fast. Well, it left me irritations all right here. Had bumps everywhere. I was like, it was burning. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't put no shaving cream on it, and I was doing it fast. I left all that. My mom calls the doctor, told him the situation. The doctor's laughing. What a fucking idiot, dude. Doing it. Had to put cream. I didn't go to school for 2 weeks because I go to the hospital. The irritation was affecting around my penis.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. It had all these red bruises, pimples. It took 3 months to heal, and my mom always.
Dude, that's terrible.
I was trying to because I want to get those back in the day. I want to get those calves, those basketball calves. Look at that.
Yeah.
When they used to wear those fucking shoes, way. Remember that?
Oh, I used to get those, dude, to make it jump, man. I was like, I want to be the first Mexican
Get
to
some
dunk a
hops.
ball, dude.
You want to be the Mexican Spud Webb?
Dude, oh yes.
Remember Spud Webb?
You remember the Slam magazines they used to have?
I remember Slam magazine, yeah.
And that's what I do. And I grabbed the rim, and I first dunked it, and that was it. Then
So you were big on basketball?
Oh yeah, I used to.
Dude, how fucking awesome was that 92 Dream Team, dude?
You heard the story about that, right? You know who beat them, right?
Somebody beat them?
The college select team.
No, I didn't hear about it.
Well, you look on the YouTube before, because when you have a lot of all-star players, they have to get used to each other. So what they did is in the practice, they had a college select team from USA, and they beat them 100-something to 40.
No way,
It's
bro.
on YouTube.
That's
They
a
talked about it.
burn.
They talked about it, and they said, you know what? After that, the media came in. They took off all the score to make it 0-0 and stuff like that, because when you have too much ego, too much of
it was big. There
Yeah.
you go. Jordan, I mean, I've heard stories of him getting there with Christian Leitner because Jordan, they would play ping pong in the fucking room.
Yeah.
And Christian Laettner beat him one time.
He got competitive, yeah.
And Jordan was fucking pissed, dude. He fucking threw the table and all this weird shit, man. But
competitive, that was the best dream team. But I think the redeem team with Kobe, with LeBron, and all that, when they lost, it was just something where it's like the world's catching up.
Yeah,
everyone's catching up. You got all these Europeans catching up, and But now these days, man, the basketball is just it's big. Yeah, it's big. I'm a big Warriors fan because right now everyone's all like, who's gonna get ball? The guy, he's playing right now in Australia right now. Yeah. So he's gonna be the number one pick.
Yeah. You were following him before Curry, or you started coming on when they started?
No, I've been following them since college. I'm a big college
Chris
basketball.
Mullin and all that shit.
Chris Mullins from St. John's. Oh, that was back in the day. Yeah. I've always been at college because I've always been a big, huge Gonzaga University. Because you think of Gonzaga, we think of all these good point guards like John Stockton and everyone and stuff. And college is all big, but now with social media, they're more bigger,
But what sucks is that the college players don't get paid, bro.
Well, they will to now.
They got California passed
They passed the law.
Yeah, but they used to come out in fucking video games, do jerseys and all this shit.
That's what happened with Ed O'Bannon from the UCLA. Now he made that thing where it passed. Yeah. And, and everything's changing where you should get paid.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Because hey, well, how would you feel if that was your name on hey, I want some royalties with that.
Or you just came on ESPN and you're eating top ramen all week because you're fucking broke. That doesn't make sense.
Like the whole story with watch the U with the 30 for 30. Hey,
I love those fucking series, dude.
You like those? 30 for 30?
Dude, the fucking the hurricane one.
The U, that's the best.
Yeah, that fucking
cocky motherfuckers, but they can back it.
Dude, they were fucking on it, bro.
Yeah, the Tito and the Chuck Liddell one, that's fucking good. The Ric Flair was really, really good.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. But there's a lot of good 30 for 30s and stuff.
Great docs, dude. Isn't that the Bo Jackson one?
That's the best.
Yeah.
That legends of him killing a pig, throwing something or hopping over, and the legends of him. Shit. That's the best. Bo Jackson. No one knows who Bo Jackson. To this day, there's a lot of people who don't know who Bo Jackson. We know him.
Yeah, because he was a legend.
Isn't he like a woodsman now? He lives in the country.
He's a bows and arrow. Yeah,
bow hunter.
And he does energy bars, but he's like a legend.
Does he? Energy bars?
He does energy bars.
He's a legend to our generation.
Yeah. I mean, to do it.
Remember the commercials? Bo knows.
I used to have the game. They used to come in that techno.
Yeah.
It's double drag the thing. I used to have a comp. I have it still. I still have certain things. I still have a Game Boy. I still have, but that Bo Jackson, I still have it. You want to play baseball in the front, you flip it around, you play football.
Shit.
Remember the classic poster? We had the shoulder pads and the fucking baseball bat.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have that poster too.
That's cabrón.
Oh my God. He can does. Bo knows everything. Even that cartoon they had was it the All Stars with Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky and Bo Jackson as a cartoon? They had that together as superheroes.
Yeah.
Shit, right now you just said all that. I just remember the Littles. I don't know why. Remember the Littles? We are the Littles. Little fucking rats that made cars out of buttons and fuck.
Movie I was watching on Disney Plus? Fucking Little Giants.
Oh,
shit.
That's the refrigerator?
Yeah.
No, what was it? The icebox.
Icebox.
The icebox? That was a good one.
That was a good movie.
Intimidation. And then with the fucking Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
And shit. Not to cut it short, but before I forget, did you know that Rosa Porto just passed away?
Yeah, I heard about it.
The lady that started Portos.
Oh shit, she passed away?
Yeah, 89. You know Portos?
Tell me. No.
The bakeries.
That plug was...
I know, that was weird.
I know.
What was that about, Wade? I had a good time.
We're talking about Bo Jackson.
No, but I was going to go with the
But it's because it's in the notebook. It's in the notebook.
Debbie Downer over here.
It's because it's in the notebook. He has to bring it up, bro.
And then it's going to be outdated. I got two more that are really good, man.
What are so good that we gotta stop talking about Bo Jackson, bro? Because I was gonna bring up Deion Sanders.
All right, so there's this story. Fuck.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Number 22.
It's too late.
Go ahead, bro.
So in Mexico, there's this. My mijas friend was telling me about it. There was this story about this girl that was she got in a taxi and she was texting her mom. Hey, mom, I just got into a taxi. I'm by this area, part of Mexico. All right, cool. Let me know if everything's okay. And then a couple of minutes later, she's all like, hey, mom, this taxi driver is being weird and he's being a little bit out of hand, grosero and everything. And the mom replies like, hey, well, exit the taxi and get another one. And no answer. Next thing you know, the family's freaking out. They reach out to the cops, and she's not answering her phone. The brother gets onto social media, and they start blasting her picture. Right, boom, 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 and I think it's 48 hours later, she shows up. And so the brothers are like, oh, thanks everybody for the support, blah, blah, blah. My sister's home safe. Ends up that she was at a bar, fucking partying it up with her friends, right? So when you listen to the story, when you tell the story, it makes it seem like, just by what I was telling you, you think that the girl's young. Like she's like 20 something, right? She's 30. Right? She has 2 kids, right? And she's sneaking away to go have fun, right? But the funniest shit is that when they start plastering her picture on social media,
when the Amber Alert came out,
and everything, we just had one not too long ago.
I turned my Amber. I think we talked about it.
We already did that. Is it douchey?
Yeah, I turned my Amber Alert notification.
We came to the conclusion that was pretty douchey.
So, hey, she can't party in her 30s. We're still young.
No.
I don't understand. I didn't find it as funny as you did.
No, hold on. So look, this is a picture that they put of her.
Yeah, she's cute.
She's cute. She's cute.
She's cute, right?
She's cute.
Okay.
So then, what ends up happening is that's her. I guess her profile picture.
That was her MySpace picture?
This is really her.
God damn.
What, she was drunk, bro?
She catfished the taxi driver or what?
No, her family. So they started all these memes where, like, you know what, like, you should have 2 pictures. You have, for your social media, you should have, the one with filters. But this is my picture in case I get kidnapped or I go missing.
The real one.
Yeah. And shit. So man, fucking Mexico's been having a fucking blast right now with this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So fucking check what this one says. So in Spanish it says, you took her when she was skinny. We want her back skinny, Like,
oh my God!
This is why we didn't get to Deion Sanders.
Damn,
it's just a good one.
Dion.
I thought you were gonna bring up the fucking ring one.
Yeah. I seen that one.
So they got one of Meg when she's all hot
with Peter,
and then they got one with Peter is all like todo gordo.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy, man.
Cuando te desapareces and when you get found. So when you go missing.
I thought you were gonna bring up the fucking the ring you were talking about.
Oh, that one too. I got it written down.
The ring of the.
Did you guys hear that? No.
What is that?
So a couple of days ago,
it was like at least last week. I saw this fucking.
Well, yeah, but it's if you think about it, Thursday or Friday was a couple.
It's not counting weekdays, bro.
Yeah,
it was like a week ago.
So last week,
I just read it.
What you may call? No, I saw it, but Noelia sent me the whole story. My sister. So apparently there's I guess the family has a little ring on their kid's room, so they can keep track of it. And next thing you know, the little girl's hanging out playing, and then she starts hearing music, like it's like a sweet trip.
No, they start playing that song from
the Saw
from Saw the little fucking like almost like ice cream truck song.
Yeah,
and the little girl was like playing somewhere, and she was like, "Where the fuck is that coming from?"
And she's looking around,
and she goes into her room, and then like she's like, "The song, where the fuck is that song coming from?"
And then and then the voice starts coming up like, "Hey there, like who is that? I'm your best friend." Like, who are you? Like, oh, I'm Santa. I think he says Santa Claus or something.
He gets to like fucking Santa Claus.
He's like, oh, you know what? Today you could do anything you want. You could destroy your room. You could break the TV, and you won't get in trouble. Trust me. I'm your friend. I'm your best friend. And the little girl's all freaked out. And she's all like, mommy, whatever.
The guy starts like yelling at her, break the fucking TV.
Yeah.
Break the fucking TV. This is your time.
This is like a ring?
Yeah,
on the
ring,
camera.
The ring
how
camera.
you can talk back and forth on the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those little security ones.
Oh,
well, they put there's like a smaller one and they like an indoor one, and they put it
in the corner.
I think the mom was like a nurse, so she's like, someone told her, hey, you can put a little camera and talk to him, because like she was saying goodnight through the camera. Like the dad would put him in bed and the mom would tell him goodnight through the camera or whatever.
What the fuck?
So, no, I mean, I understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
But someone hacked into it and started fucking trying to get the kids to do shit.
Yeah, to do shit. But not only that, but then the whole concern, because this guy is just telling him to break things. But how about if there's one that's telling him to do worse things,
Killer.
Yeah.
No,
fuck that.
There was a whole bunch of reports, a whole bunch of breaks.
And I guess I got an email today from Ring, because I got a Ring, and it says that due to recent activities, and I'm sure you guys heard it on, blah, 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 this was not hacked. We looked into our servers and everything. It was not hacked. Someone got the password, the username and password, and got into it. They were not hacked. They didn't go through no firewalls or anything.
It's not a hack. It's the same thing. You heard you said you had Disney Plus, right? You mentioned did you read that thing how a whole bunch of people got hacked?
Yeah.
Their Disney. It was like that. It's not a hack. Someone didn't hack your account. It's like the fucking dark web thing. They people sell your fucking login information that they hack somewhere else. Mm-hmm. They try these logins to like any service. So like the Windows Plus thing came up. Someone just tried to log in that someone, got some company got hacked 3-4 years ago, and you're still using the same password for everything. And these guys just try it on anything, and that's how same thing with the Ring.
That's crazy.
It's not a hack. It's just your info got leaked that fucking who knows how long ago, and you're still using the same password on everything.
That's like what happened with that thing with that website, Cheat on Your Spouse or whatever, Ashley Madison's. Like, fuck!
I remember that, yeah.
I used to be on that account back in the day.
Ashley Madison?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like that. It's not like a hack, like they got into the servers.
Dude, there was one.
It's just people reusing the same password for fucking everything.
There was one called like My Ex-Girlfriend where dudes would post their ex-girlfriend's pictures, and then the website would charge the chicks to fucking delete the pictures.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I was like, get motherfucker. How'd I get that shit? That's perfect. Get them back.
That's
man,
crazy.
Dude. But Ashley Madison's, I was on POF, Tinder, all that.
Feel
website.
free to email Mega Man.
I just saw a white, a pink cargo van that said Backpage Pro. Like,
Backpage, yeah.
I think they're coming back with a new fucking
Backpage?
website.
Yeah.
I got a coworker that's all into that.
I went on it and it's fucking like it's barely starting up. So you got some chicks on there fucking.
Hookers,
but they have no shame, bro. It's not like the fucking where you had to Google what does fucking QSV. What they fucking just say it,
dude. Back in the day, man, when I was single, I used to go on Craigslist to hook up with girls.
Yeah, Craigslist was big.
And swingers too.
Yeah.
Gotta risk it to get the biscuit, he says.
There was somebody told me about a website that was like Yelp, but for fucking happy ending massage parlors.
I don't know about those.
Shit.
And people would put their reviews.
Anyway, he's talking about.
I did that one time. Be like, nah, you're not massaging me right here.
Well, they're not fucking professionals, dude.
You're not really getting. They're not really gonna hit your lower lumbar, you know.
He goes from casual.
He's like, why are you neglecting my calves? I work hard on these.
Son of a bitch! I pay top dollar.
This is the only part I shaved.
He goes
Don't you see the bumps?
These are the bumps and scars. These are bruises. I'll shave my legs. Like,
that's what I want worked on.
but he goes from casual encounters to no, not that.
No, you took a little too far, bro. That escalated quick, bro.
They took that shit off, man.
Casual encounters, yeah.
They took that shit off.
Yeah.
But still, I see people still go on that shit. Like, what are you trying to do? It's over, dude. Like, you go on Tinder. They just want to hook up and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, POF was the easy way to hook up with girls. Like, Plenty of Fish. It was easy. Tinder, too. It's like, it's too easy, but it's like, Okay.
Christian Mingle.
I was on that.
Christian Mingle.
eHarmony. Remember eHarmony?
What's fucking the cowboy one? What is it? Farmers.com?
Oh, yeah, dude.
No, what was it? No, not Farmers. What was it?
He's got Modesto. He knows.
Yeah.
Cougarslife.com.
No,
Oh,
shit.
shit.
That sounds like
Get a cougar?
That sounds like something I would be a part of.
Yeah.
I can get a part of that fucking.
I was dating a cougar. She bought me a car, but I crashed it.
Wait, where were these stories an hour
Was
ago?
it a 92 Tercel or what?
No, I had like a Hyundai. It was like a 94.
No shit, but it was free 93, bro.
It's free.
The
Yeah.
best fucking.
Yeah. She was like, 20 years older. She was fucking hot, but she was a doctor, but it's just,
Right
things didn't
away.
work out, you know? I was like 19, 20. Yeah.
He's like, I'll install a Ring camera for her.
Yeah. Well, those days are done, man. Those days are done. You know, experimenting, you know, and all that stuff.
Well, it's good that you went through it, dude. There's people that don't get that out of their system. Until their marriage fails when they're 45, 50, and they're trying to fucking
relive their youth.
They're trying to find casual encounters, and they find out that it's not available anymore.
I always tell them we trying to be with the younger fire. Trying to be like how Stella got her groove back and shit. You know, trying to get that pussy. I got to spit on that shit. It's still wet still, or is it still dry?
Yeah.
I mean, if I fuck it, it's gonna be fucking orgasm, or it'll be powder puffs, like powder coming out. That's our orgasm juice. Yeah, man.
Oh, shit.
But it's cool.
This
man.
took a turn from Ramon's libretto.
I wish this is how the podcast started, dude. We would have gone into some crazy shit.
Oh man, dude! If you guys are open, man, I can talk about more other things if you guys want to talk about. I lived a crazy life, man.
I've heard it.
Yeah,
I've heard it.
Do some shit. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty, you know.
Yeah,
and I'm, you know, still catching up. I mean, fuck, I got a lot of episodes to catch up on.
Yeah.
You know, but,
and just hearing your podcast, I mean, like for you guys to reach over 100, that's like a milestone. That's a good. But you know, we hear Joe Rogan's like, oh, I'm already at 1,600 or 15. Like, fuck.
But but he started way.
Even though he does fucking that's his hotline now. I mean,
that's his thing.
He doesn't have to do stand up, right?
Well, he does stand up every night. He says he goes at fucking. One of the things,
but 3 episodes a day, but he's bringing in killers. Like people are like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a good podcast to listen to, like scientists and stuff. Because I'm into the whole conspiracy stuff, you know.
So you're into Eddie Bravo?
Like tinfoil hats, you know, something like, you know. But I wanted the UFO he had on with the commander where they caught the UFO and stuff like that.
Bob Lazar.
What'd you think about? Did you hear that episode?
Of course.
What'd you think?
I mean, I don't think he's lying.
I don't think he's lying. You saw the Netflix, right?
I mean, his story's been the same since the fucking 80s. It hasn't changed. I mean, they try to catch him on a lie, but the only thing that I'm kind of hesitant is he says that he has or he took one of the fucking, I don't know if it was a chemical or something that he took from that.
Yeah, and he kept it and there's looking for it and he hide it.
Yeah.
There's something where it's like it could change everything. Like, you know, like the century or whatever. Is it something? It was like, it's weird. But also hearing that, the commander who caught the UFO plane, but also that episode with Dan Aykroyd. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd's really into it.
That was, oh my God.
The crystal, the skulls?
Yeah, with how the whole thing happened, you know, and stuff like that. He's really into conspiracies.
A lot of people are, dude. And then now they're becoming more like mainstream because, you know, it's like, they want to talk about it now because before you were just that weirdo.
You're that kook, yeah.
Wasn't that Randy Quaid also that he ended up getting blacklisted and everything because he was all into the conspiracy also?
Probably.
Yeah, but Randy
or
Quaid
like Alex Jones and shit like that.
Alex Jones, I've been listening to Alex Jones since he was talking shit about Bush, dude.
Well, he did let us know what the Epstein was, with the island with all the girls, you know, the presidents will come.
A lot of people discredit him as like being some fucking loony.
I discredit him.
But I've been following him for a long time, you know.
Believes his shit, dude.
Some of the shit he's been accurate. Some of the shit is just, but that's everybody, dude. What media outlet has been accurate 100% of the times? A lot of this shit is fucking. They blow it out of the fucking. It's not even what it was, but it's ratings, right? Clickbait.
Yeah.
But
you think that's like conspiracy with like Russians doing all that stuff?
I mean, dude, what happens with that fucking where they got everybody fucking taking pictures of their face to age them?
Yeah,
that's a Russian.
That was a Russian guy who made that.
Yeah, so you're putting your fucking face for what? I mean, I don't know. There has to be something going on, dude.
Data, something like, you know. It's always.
Have you heard of the Sam Harris podcast?
Oh yeah, I heard of it. Yeah,
he had a chick on that was fucking. She exposed the fucking the meme farms in Russia that supposedly fucking were the ones that convinced people on like voting for Trump and shit like that.
Heard about that. They talked about that with Tulsi Gabbard. That the one who's
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, she had that one and Jocko. That episode.
Jocko, I heard that one.
Oh, what'd you think about that? Was a good episode.
At first, I didn't think they were gonna mix well, but
it was good.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
It makes you think about.
She's a badass, dude.
I'll vote for her.
Yeah.
Ramon officially lost interest.
I mean, when
no. Tulsi, she has that storm look and she has a little blonde streak right here with her hair. Oh fuck
she's
her.
Hot.
Oh my god.
But
sorry, babe.
When Hillary came out, everybody's like, like, oh yeah, dude. Tulsi is like, she's the one that if she would have ran the first time, I would have believed all that shit that everybody was talking about Hillary being the right candidate.
You know what they're going to do in Joe Rogan next year, right? They're going to try to bring a lot of people who are going to run for president on his podcast, which is...
they had a few of them already, right, for this one?
Bernie Sanders, Tulsi, he has Andrew Yang. That's a good one, where it's like everyone gets $1,000 each.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I like that.
Do you think you like it?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't think it's going to work, dude.
Well, you think so?
I don't think so, because think about it, dude. How are you going to feel as a human when you're giving a handout? You need purpose.
You want to earn it.
Yeah, that's what gives the person the validation.
You think in a way we get handouts like that, it makes us too lazy?
It does. So if they're giving you $1,000 per month, what purpose is it going to be for your life? They want you to do things that you enjoy in life. Yeah, I get it, but how many people do that?
No, but Andrew Yang's is his take is a little different. It's not just fucking. You don't just get 1,000. Just I mean, it is kind of just because you get but I'm saying his logic behind it is not as. Although, I mean, I'm playing that devil's advocate because I'm kind of on the fence on that one too. But his thing is, you get 1,000 because those $1,000 are going to come from like company like Google and Facebook.
I'm not arguing that.
But I'm saying that but I'm saying his view is that these companies make money off our information. We are the product.
We're talking about different things.
No. I'm saying
that's how that's their composition.
Andrew Yang's view of the $1,000 isn't we just give you $1,000 and like so everybody kind of like boost everybody, help everybody. No, his point of view is we'll tax these companies to give you the $1,000 because we are the product and they like abuse of our information, sell our information, and we should be getting a cut of that. And that cut is the tax that he'll put on it. And that tax will go back to you as those $1,000. Yeah, so everybody gets $1,000 because we tax these companies.
Like Google the most.
But we're talking about the wrong thing, bro. I'm talking about the actual person getting the $1,000. They're not going to appreciate it because they didn't work for it. Mm-hmm. It's like you're entitled for the $1,000.
You're going to depend on it.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying you didn't physically work for it, but you gave your information to Facebook because no one reads the terms. You gave your information to Google because you have a fucking Android phone. So you're
looking at it from his perspective, but from the social perspective, people are going to be like, hey, dude, we're getting $1,000. They're not going to overanalyze it and say, oh, this is because we're giving our information for Facebook. No. They're just going to say, hey, bro, why aren't you getting the $1,000, bro? Sign up on this fucking website. That's how people are going to look at it.
There's always a catch.
But I mean, it came up because it's Andrew Yang's plan. So if you're going to talk about it in that bubble that Andrew Yang, this is what he wants to do, you have to talk about it properly. It's not just about...
But it's not his deal. That's been going on since fucking Reagan. That's been going on for a long time. That's his catch that's his niche for the fucking presidential.
Are you guys looking very closely of all these presidents? Like, who's going to run for president? I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with Trump. If he's going to be impeached or not, or this.
He's not going to be
impeached. Everybody wants Mike Pence?
He's going to be impeached.
Mike Pence? They want Mike Pence as the president?
But that'll be the last year?
They're just wanting him out because the Democrats know that they can't compete with him, dude.
No way. He legit fucked up.
Dude, but you want Mike Pence as the president?
It doesn't matter.
That's what it is. They impeach him and it's Mike Pence.
By the time Mike Pence get in, he doesn't have enough time to run for another term. And he's going to be a lame duck.
That's what I'm saying. That's because the Democrats realize that they can't compete with him.
It's not, that's part of it. Yeah, it's part of it.
It's a fucking circus.
But he fucked up.
Because
all this shit about he didn't break the laws, he broke a law.
He did, of course.
Yeah, I want to focus on like who am I really going to vote for? But the only one I see is like Tulsi Gabbard. You know, like do we need a purpose to go to war? Like I want to see why if we go to war, this is our option. So because she thinks things through.
Yeah, she does because she served.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
She was in the military.
Man, I gotta hear that episode with Jocko again. Ramon's like, "What the fuck's going on?"
No. I'm listening.
Yeah, Ramon's fucking step backwards.
I hear these because my girl listens to like Pod Save America and she listens to all these. So when you guys are talking, I'm listening to it, but I still haven't looked into the people. Mm-hmm. I've heard the stories and everything, but I haven't really done my homework on it.
Yeah. Did you see that one with that video where they made the wall and they climbed way up on top and went down and slide down?
And it was because they used like a rope ladder,
a long ass ladder.
Yeah, what was that? I didn't see that. What was that?
It was hilarious.
Some paisas got like a big ass ladder.
The new wall they made was high as fuck.
One guy would stand on. One guy would hold it. One guy stood on top of the super tall ladder. and boosted the other guy over.
Yeah, and then they had a rope ladder on the other side, and they came down.
Oh shit!
But there's another video on YouTube.
The Border Patrol agent.
No. Oh. It's a bunch of like climbers, like dudes that do the rock climbing, and they set up a section of like that type of wall, like the same style, the same fucking build, and they all just fucking went at it, see who can go over it. Some like 12-year-old girl fucking scaled it and went over it with no rope, no ladder. They just go over like an obstacle course, but it's just a wall. Let's see who can climb over the wall, and like everybody climbed over the fucking wall.
Hey, I was going to ask you guys. I know you guys talked this about on the podcast. I think on the last two episodes. What you think about the incident that guy who got beat up by the sheriffs up in NorCal?
The what's his name?
¿Cuál fue?
The sheriff one, the one that they took him to the back room.
And they beat him up.
Oh,
hold him down and beat him up, and his girlfriend's on the next room and shit.
I don't know that.
That was sad because when I heard about this, someone tagged me on it, and I know he went to go see a Felipe Esparza comedy show and stuff like that.
The couple of days before.
Yeah, he fucked them up.
Yeah.
In Stockton, and I used to live in NorCal, Modesto, Central Valley. All those cities are all corrupted. Fresno's corrupted, Modesto. I mean, fuck, man. White people don't like Mexicans over there.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Jacob Angelo Servin.
Yeah.
I didn't look into it.
Yeah, I don't even know why they arrested him.
I heard he was intoxicated.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay. So then they took him, and because when they get to the station, the cameras show that he's normal. He's not beat up. He's just cuffed up, and they're booking him. Mm-hmm. And then when they take him to the back, they just, it's like 3 of them go in, and then next thing you know, another 3, and then there's a bunch more. And a couple of minutes later, a group of cops will come out. And then I guess the initial 3 walk out with Servin, and he's all bloodied up, all beat up. I'm all like, my whole thing was how convenient. They took him to a room where there's no cameras, and they're allegedly saying that he was resisting. I mean, you already have him cuffed up. Mm-hmm. He's already cuffed, and you're taking him to the back room to process him. Process him for what? He already got processed. The back room is what, for interrogations? What do you got to interrogate him for? If he was intoxicated, then you just put him in the drunk tank, But it's just one of those where, like, some people take advantage of the badge, and then some, it's like we also said, as Stephen said, like, we only hear the bad stuff because that's what they want us to hear. But we forget about the good stuff, and that stuck with me. That stuck with me what he said, because it's funny because we talked that on Monday. And then, like, a day or 2 later, I'm at the train stop, and there was 2 cops there, and we started chatting it up. And I asked them, I'm all like, "Hey, I remember when I was a little kid, I used to come up to police officers and ask them for baseball cards."
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and like, because of that was a dare.
Well, I don't know
Back
what it was.
Back in the day, they would come in, they would give you baseball cards and give you gifts to say, like, "Hey, yes,"
and then they go. He gave me a baseball
What's
card.
up, bro? You already...
No, así me lo dio. He had it in his pocket. That's why I put it in my phone. It's Turner. And we were talking, and I'm all like, "Hey, do cops still do it?" Like, "Oh yeah, we do." And he took them out of his pocket, and he gave it to me. It was a little bent and everything. And I'm all like, "Oh shit," I'm all like, it's
lost all its value.
I mean, it's obviously fucked up, dude, that they beat somebody like that. We've had this controversial topic before where we were like, that's their job. How do we act with people when we're at work? You have a rough day, in this job you have access to a fucking weapon, and you have access to authority. How is, like, the normal person? You see people in traffic, they're fucking upset.
Road rage now.
People are upset at their jobs. They're disgruntled. They hate what they do. They hate fucking where they work. You got to think these guys are the same thing, and that's their job. So to me, it's not surprising that a few of them fucking get some of those licks in because they're disgruntled. It's their job. It's like I don't know where you work at, but if you fucking got crazy with somebody at work because they gave you attitude or they weren't doing what you wanted them to do, you don't have the authority to fucking do that. And they don't as well. I get that. But
the badge gives them a certain privilege.
No, but at every job, you got the dudes that we all know every job has the assholes.
The kiss ass.
The dudes that are fucking holier than thou, like fucking they can do no wrong type of dudes.
Yeah,
and the same thing. It's another job that has the assholes with.
Like I have two cousins. One was worked his way up from CHP. I think he's in the FBI now, and one of them is now he works for the sheriffs in Houston. It's like by Modesto, and I'm kind of like, if I see them, like, dude, I mean, what's up? What's going on in the Central Valley? Like. I mean, we heard the whole stories. You heard the conspiracies, right, with Fresno, right?
No.
You didn't hear what happened. So this is like years ago. There was a guy, he's doing all these blogs of what's been going on the inside of the corruption in Fresno and stuff like that. So what happened is he's doing all these blogs, and the Fresno police is monitoring him because he found some certain things he should be looking at in Fresno police. So what they're doing is, they have Fresno like dressed up as civilians walking around his street, whatever. There was a car across the street. They opened it. There was like a fat camera that you could see right through the house. Like that. Remember that movie Eraser? You kind of like that. What do you call that?
Like an X-ray.
X-ray. He's going through all that stuff and everything to see what he's doing. They're harassing him and stuff. He does a last blog. I think they're gonna fucking kill me. He knew so much, and they found out what he knew. So I guess in a way, some undercover or surveillance they went to his house and they fucking killed him. It was crazy, dude. Sure. Like some conspiracy stuff.
Call Mulder and Scully because she's getting crazier.
Yeah, and Fresno has some I think they were kind of like working with cartels.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
Right away, it gets all Breaking Bad on us.
You know what was crazy is I saw you really don't see fucking like raza fucking doing math. And I saw this thing on Fresno, dude, and there's a lot of fucking Chicanos in fucking the community fucking strong on meth, dude, which is crazy to see.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the drug of choice.
I would have told you, like, everyone does crank and all that. I mean, Fresno, you got Keys, you got Modesto, you got Patterson, you got Newman, because there's nothing out there. What are they going to do? They're going to do drugs. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't go like, hey, where do you live in Keys? Like, oh, that's Tweakerville. That's Crackville. I would never leave my car out because there's tweakers everywhere. They'll jack your shit.
I mean, they call it keys, bro.
Keys.
Yeah, fucking keys.
Give me a key of that shit.
And like right now, Modesto is like the number one in violence because everyone's when people are living in the Bay Area and all that, they're coming to the Central Valley. A lot of home invasions.
Shit,
like carjacking, like Modesto and Stockton are number 1, number 2 in the nation.
No way,
and
bro.
Carjacks,
I didn't know this, dude.
But living in Central Valley, man, I'm just like, now they're having a homeless deficit. All the people who are bad in the head, whatever, they had a hospital, they turned it down, or they closed it in Stockton. Now they shipped all their people, or all those homeless, everything in Modesto. Now it's like there's a homeless deficit, like it's all bad in LA right now. It's really, really bad.
So,
shit, man.
It's time to wrap it up, or what?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's time to. It's come to that time.
Hell yeah.
We gotta just want to say thank you for coming down. Thank you for sharing. Mm-hmm. Thank you for spending some time with us.
This was a good podcast episode, and it was. I just want to say thank you guys for inviting me on your Chicano Shuffle podcast. Yeah, it's a good episode.
Thank you. We appreciate you, man, and give the people your handles, dude, so they can know where to find you.
You can follow me on the Mega Man's podcast at the Mega Man's podcast, and my personal page at Mega Man 6980, and subscribe to the Mega Man's podcast, and just be up to date who I bring it on and stuff like that, and I just want to say, just get ready for 2020, 2021. I'm gonna go very fucking hardcore, like bringing out some heat, some good guests, and maybe down in the end of the 2020, I will be start doing my live podcast on YouTube.
Nice, bro.
Oh, shit.
Fuck yeah.
So you're having Ramon on, is what you're saying?
I'll have you guys on.
No, Ramon.
It don't matter.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm saying he's the big baller right here.
I'll go on in the summer so I can see the shaved calves, bro. I want to see the fucking.
Oh yeah, well, it's all hairy as fuck, dude.
I want to see the gains.
Just want to thank the listeners. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, and reach out to us, hit us up, send us a DM, send us an email, just little quick, hello. We really appreciate it. And anything, Esteban?
Check us out on YouTube. We started putting these up on YouTube, so we're gonna hopefully get more content on there. But thank you guys for the support. Love you guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, then pues with that, al ratos votaré.
Peace.
Later, guys.
Hola, pues.
Bye.